As men, we have to build value. Women, they just have to preserve it.
That's not alpha, bro!
Dude, what is this, 2005?
Money and looks can get you in the door, but game is what keeps you on our mind. She's not your co-pilot, she's your flight attendant.
Wait a minute. You actually thought you were the only guy she was fucking?
But she told me she loved me.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 807th edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of toxic masculinity. It is Friday, November 19th of 2021. It is good to have you all in today. As always, we are streaming live to multiple platforms: Facebook, mgtow.tv, theSphere.tv. Trying to keep away from the algo bots. DLive, YouTube, Twitch, and of course in crystal clear high-resolution 4K to Sharpe stream, which is where I stream all of my premium content for free on the app, which can be downloaded for Android or iOS at sharpestream.com. So however you are watching, wherever you're watching from, thank you for making the Sharpe Reality Live a part of your daily routine. For those of you who are watching me for the very first time, my name is Donovan Sharpe, and I specialize in decoding and translating female communication, both verbal and nonverbal, for the express purpose of showing men what women are really thinking and what their true intentions are. Now, I do this by breaking down videos, podcasts, and dating shows in real time, which is something nobody else does, at least not as good as I do. Some say I talk too much. Fuck those guys. In the past 7 years, I've written over 200 articles and 10 books. I've live streamed nearly 40,000 hours during that time span and have put out tens of thousands of hours of free content on just about every platform out there. I have over a dozen video courses designed to help you on your path to dominating life, which include self-improvement, selecting and training, no, I did not stutter, training the right woman, accurately decoding female communication, and much more. I have been in this here community since 2014. Take that, you grift guys who accuse us of being grifters all the time, and have collaborated with some of the biggest and most respected names in this space: Rollo Tomasi, Alpha Male Strategies, Kevin Samuels, Rouge V, Myron Gaines, Illimitable Man, Better Bachelor, Everett Overton, Coach Greg Adams, Aaron Clary, and many, many more. My goal is to help men just like you become the very best versions of yourselves by teaching you the ins and outs of masculinity, manhood, and self-improvement, and dealing with women from a position of strength. Think of the hood, they call that scrumph. Shout out to the snipers over on the Sharpe stream side. We've got Hellfong, Dre Raven, Jay Blaze, Damian Hanma. Looks like we've got the Roadblock 85 in the house. Kyle 2020, Grandiose, and GGH. I'll just call you GG. Sounds a little feminine, but okay. I'll call you GH, I suppose. Shout out to my sharpshooters on the YouTube side: Street Fighter 88, Dirty Dan, Will Be Smooth, Ice Dragon Kid, Dre Raven, Double Dippin', A Trevino 95. Good to see you in here. Haven't seen you in here. At least I don't think I've seen you in here before. So welcome. Welcome. As you guys know, it is Friday, and I will give you guys my Friday advice, as I do every Friday. All you players and pimps out here, if you're looking to go out and get lucky, score you some poo nanny, remember three things. Remember three things. Call an Uber, use a condom, send that morning after text. Call an Uber, use a condom, send that morning after text. Three things that can and will derail your life in a hurry, is a false EPAR accusation, a DUI, and an unexpected pregnancy. An ounce of prevention means, an ounce of prevention, a pound of care, and all that jazz, right? You already know what time that is. Guys, it takes 5 minutes to call an Uber, leave your car there, pay the tow truck charge. Use a condom, guys. Listen, unprotected sex feels great. You want to know what feels better? Not having kids at 44 years old. And of course, send that morning after text. Send that morning after text to prevent that false EPAR accusation. So guys, as you guys are hitting the streets, hitting the clubs, hitting the bars, be smart out there. Don't drink and drive. Don't nut in that bitch raw. Call an Uber. Don't drink and drive, guys. Don't drink and drive. And that is the memo. Fantastic show in store for you guys today. Kevin's opening monologues have been so on point lately that I am actually, yes, thank you, River Bacon. He said, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Okay, see, I got that all wrong. Yeah, Kevin's opening monologues have been so on point lately that I'm not going to break down his entire opening monologues because they're almost an hour long. But what I will do today, because this opening monologue was definitely worth pointing out, as Kevin verifies a lot of things that I've been talking about for years. He verifies a lot of different, how can I say, a lot of different concepts that I've been talking about for years. Kevin and I are lockstep in a lot of these things. Obviously, his audience is much larger than mine, so it's good that he is. So it's good that he is putting this stuff out there. He and I have talked about this stuff over the years, and it's good that he is starting to put that out there in his message. But before we get started, I want to talk about a Reddit post that I came across a few days ago. And it was posted 3 weeks ago. Pardon me. And it was posted in the r/relationship advice Reddit from a throwaway account. So you already know there's something serious going on. Okay. Now, the title of the Reddit post is, quote, my fiance of 3 years used to work as an escort. I'm tempted to call off the wedding. Oh boy. Oh boy. So we're already in some hot water. You know, it's interesting. What seems to be happening a lot lately because of the advent of social media and the internet is that the wives and boyfriends of former working girls, they're discovering their pasts, right? A few months back, there was a story circulating about a doctor's wife who was sleeping with men for money during the marriage. This dude was a millionaire surgeon who married a pageant queen who was turning tricks on the side for her rich clientele to the tune of almost $700,000. This chick told everyone that she was living off of a $500,000 inheritance from her great-grandmother, and told her husband that she was going out with girlfriends or had to travel as a part of work to get away with being a lady of the night on the side, right? This is why I always laugh when girls balk at the idea that I do not commit to women who travel alone or go out with their girlfriends, guys. Now, this isn't to say that it always goes to this extreme, right? I mean, listen, pageant queen marries a doctor. She turns out to be an escort, and she does this during the marriage, right? But guys, I'm here to tell you, when women travel, they cheat. I should know because I've cheated with a lot of these women who were traveling to Vegas. When they go out with their girlfriends to bars or clubs, they cheat. Again, this doesn't mean that this happens all the time, but it happens enough to the point to where it would behoove a man to eliminate women from serious relationship consideration if she has habits like this. Habits that consistently put her relationship at risk. To be quite honest with you, this kind of thing, discovering this kind of thing, makes me wonder just how many women have their men sort of in the dark about what they really used to get up to during their free time. Like, a lot of men suspect that their women are cheating, as they rightfully should. But I venture to say that there are a lot more women turning tricks for money than we are aware of. Like, you'd be shocked. You'd be shocked at how many of these situations go unreported. Like, not everybody reports these or puts this stuff on Reddit. Right? Like, more and more men are finding out that their fiancés or wives either used to be or actually are working girls. Now, the craziest part about, one of the crazy parts about this particular situation in this Reddit post is that this dude appears to be just an average run-of-the-mill guy. He's 35 years old. He met his fiance when he was 32, when she was 27, and things seem to be going well until, of course, he finds out she used to sell her body. So let's jump in and see what's going on. My fiance, Diana, he starts, and I have been dating for 2 years and engaged, pardon me, and engaged for 8 months. Our wedding is coming up in February. Diana is a beautiful woman, both inside and out. She has a very lively personality and is definitely the most attractive woman I have dated. She is quite outgoing and actually asked me out. So let's pause it. Let's pause it right there. Two things jump out to me immediately in terms of this possibly being a bad bet. Okay? The first thing is that this Diana character is the most attractive woman he has ever dated. That is a huge problem in and of itself. Why? Because men who have little to no experience with beautiful women are susceptible to all of the shenanigans that women pull. And don't kid yourself, gentlemen. Attractive women know when they are dealing with a man who is not experienced with handling attractive women. Women have razor-sharp instincts when it comes to this stuff. So this lack of experience was obvious to Diana. She knew from the very first interaction what she was dealing with. But she knew that he wasn't used to dealing with women who looked like her. In fact, I'd even go as far as to say that he probably actually told her, "You're the most attractive woman I've ever dated," which is an 840% a no-no. Never, gentlemen, and I mean never, tell an attractive woman you are dating that she is attractive. Show her you're attracted to her. Smack her ass. Pound her hard. Pull her hair. She'll know. She gets told she's attractive by everybody and anybody all day, every day. You're going to be the one who doesn't tell her she's attractive. You're going to be the one who has the balls to actually show her. I remember the last time I told Devin she was attractive. Sometimes I'll tell her she's hot, but that's when she's on her knees smoking my sausage. And she'll be the first to attest about that. The second thing that grabbed my attention is what Will Be Smooth just said in the YouTube chat. And that was her very lively, actually, I'm jumping ahead of myself. The second thing that grabbed my attention was her very lively personality. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. Women with lively personalities, they can be a lot of fun. They tend to be very easy to talk to, very easy to build and escalate attraction with. And they tend to be great between the sheets. No doubt about that. But outgoing women are far more likely to be unfaithful as a natural byproduct of their personality. Illimitable Man and I, we talked about this ad nauseum way back in 2016 and 2017. Extroverted women draw more attention to themselves. And this is from both men and women. And the more men a woman gets the attention of, the higher the likelihood that at some point one of them is going to tickle her fancy, as in she is going to be attracted to him. Now, this isn't a crime on its face. Understand this, guys. Just because your woman loves you does not mean that she is going to automatically stop being attracted to other men and vice versa. But when you commit to a woman with an outgoing personality, it is very important to understand that she is going to have far more opportunities to be unfaithful because she draws more attention to herself. This isn't an opinion, gentlemen. This is a fact. This is basic math. Extroverted people draw more attention to themselves while introverted people draw less attention to themselves. No, this doesn't mean that all extroverted women are cheaters. That's not what I'm saying at all. But as men, we need to make decisions based on probabilities. And when making a decision on any particular woman in terms of a possible relationship, you should opt for a woman with an introverted personality, as she is less likely to draw attention to herself. Again, on the other side of that, I'm not saying that introverted women don't cheat, because they most certainly do. Hell, in fact, they get away with it a lot easier because they are introverted. You don't suspect them. But the fact of the matter is that women with outgoing personalities are far more likely to put themselves in situations that can and will put their relationship at risk because of all the attention she is drawing to herself. So you can go ahead and commit to a woman who is the, quote, life of the party. I'm not going to be the guy who judges you if you do. Just understand that women like this are far more likely to put your relationship at risk. Now we're going to get to Will Be Smooth. Let's not let this remark get away. She asked him out. I tell my guys all the time that if an attractive woman starts hitting on you, then there is a better than average chance that she is a working girl. Because the simple fact is that attractive women don't hit on men because they don't need to. Unless, of course, she is propositioning you for a night of fun that will be invoiced when the party is over. I think it's hilarious that Diana could not hide her occupational habits when she allegedly quit being a, quote, lady of the night. So it should come as no surprise to anyone here that she was the one who asked him out. Good call on that. Will Be Smooth. Let's continue. Our relationship, he continues, has been going very well so far. We share a lot of the same hobbies. We're both into skiing, enjoy traveling, and trying new restaurants. Recently, I received multiple disturbing mails from an anonymous account. They were screenshots from an escorts agency website and showed that Diana used to work for them. Her face was blurred out, but I could still tell. They are about 8 or 9 years old, and it's legal in my country, but I was still devastated when I saw these pictures. At first, I didn't believe it, but when I confronted her, she confirmed it. She told me that from 20 to 22, she worked as an escort before quitting. She was with some high-end agency and slept with 2 to 3 men per week and made a lot of money. After 2 years, she stopped because she started to hate the work. I was kind of shocked. I didn't really know what to say. So let's do some math here. Okay. If she said she slept with 2 to 3 men a week, it means she was sleeping with 4 to 5 men per week. So let's split the difference and call it 4.5 men per week. Let's also give her the benefit of the doubt and lower it by 1.5 persons and call it just 3, just to highlight how even with these conservative numbers, just how positively disgusting this is, even though we know she slept with more than 3 men per week. Let's also assume that she only did this for 2 years, like she claims. Now, we know she did it for much longer, but because women get addicted to the money and the attention, they never stop. But let's give her the benefit of the doubt, and let's just say that she did it for 2 years, so that again, we can point out, even with these conservative numbers, just how disgusting this is, even if we believe exactly what she's telling us. 3 men per week multiplied by 52 weeks in a year is 156 men. You multiply that by 2, that is 312 men in a 2-year period. Just let that sit for a minute. Just let that sit. Over 300 men in 2 years. If you really want to get mathematical with it, she was sleeping with a different man every 56 hours for 2 years. And that's assuming that we believe it was only 3 men per week and that she only did this for 2 years. Guys, this is fucking disgusting. 312 men at least have entered this woman's body. At least 312 men have ejaculated in this woman. Her lips have been around the sausages of at least 312 men. I don't even want to think about how many protein shakes she drank or the sheer volume. Ladies, this is exactly why women with high body counts repulse us. This is why body count matters, and you all know it. And for the women watching and thinking, yuck, how disgusting, you are even more disgusting than she is. At least she got paid for taking all those loads. Y'all bitches did it for free. That's why you women out here take advantage of men who don't know any better. In your mind, somebody's got to pay you for giving away your bodies to the men who didn't have to pay. This is why you bitches download Tinder 3 days before payday for the purpose of feeding yourselves. You gave away the coochie for free, and now you're broke, so you commission unsuspecting men to make you whole again. But back to the escort. The fact that she didn't tell him that she was an escort, the fact that she didn't tell him that she was an escort. Tells us that she, like every other woman, knows that body count matters. They know it matters. Bitches are steady squawking all the time. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If it's in her past, then it's in her past. It's in her past because it doesn't matter. No, if that were the case, y'all wouldn't divide your body counts by 14. So miss me with this it doesn't matter argument, because we all know it absolutely does. We all know it absolutely does. You guys just don't like that it does. Just like incels and black pill guys hate the fact that girls don't want to fuck them because of their lack of experience, and that the fact that it's basically written in black ink on their foreheads when they interact with these girls, you guys don't like the fact that body count absolutely matters. He continues, I do not believe, he says, Diana should be shamed or anything for her past career. You want to call that a career? I just feel that I should have been made aware. I'm upset for multiple reasons, he says. The first is that she lied by omission to me. I would not have pursued a relationship if I were aware of her past career. Secondly, we waited until we were serious to have sex. This gave me the false impression she viewed intimacy in a certain way. Now, I just feel like an idiot. Ay, ay, ay. She hit him with the, I don't have sex unless I'm in a relationship. I actually talked about this very phenomenon in a video I released just yesterday. Take a look and listen.
When a woman tells a man she doesn't sleep with a guy unless she's in a relationship, it means that she isn't attracted to him enough to sleep with him without him giving up something up front, which leads me to number 2. Biblical relations are not important to women. Women can get all the sausage they want anytime, guys. All she has to be is there, and she can have as many bananas, cucumbers, eggplants, and sausage she wants. Now, this doesn't mean they don't like hooking up, because they certainly do. But because it's so readily available to them all the time, sausage really isn't important to them. This is the law of supply and demand in action. But women know that bedroom fun is important to men, which is why they price gouge men they're not turned on by, who also don't realize that they can probably get some action from her for next to nothing. So when a woman meets a man who exhibits thirst, she will pretend that intimacy is extremely valuable to her to give him the impression that she is a good girl, which makes her all the more valuable to him, which compels him to pay more because she makes him think she's worth more. Women are used car salesmen, guys. They make men think that a 92 Accord with 371,000 miles on it is a 2021 Lamborghini Aventador. And because men don't regularly check the Carfax, they end up committing to, buying gifts for, and paying the bills for female who are giving what these men paid sticker for to other men for free. Females don't value their bodies, guys. Do not let them fool you into thinking they're worth any more than a one-night stand.
Women say this, they act this way for exactly the reason why this guy just told us. She made him wait to have sex to give him the impression that she was sexually chaste. And surprise, surprise, he took the bait hook, line, and sinker. This guy thought to himself, oh my goodness, this beautiful woman who is showing interest in me is a unicorn. She doesn't have sex unless she's in a relationship. My ship has come in. Law number 5 of the 49 laws of Sharpe. Assume she is a slut. Sorry about that. Law number 5 of the 49 laws of Sharpe specifically states that a man should always assume she is a slut until proven otherwise.
Attracted to him enough to sleep with him without him giving up something.
There we go. Let's try that again. Law number 5 of the 49 laws of Sharpe states, assume she is a slut until she proves otherwise. There's a reason for that. There's a reason for this. Take a look and listen. Law number 5, assume she is a slut until she proves otherwise. In a court of law, the accused is innocent until proven guilty. As such, the burden of proof is on the prosecution to prove guilt beyond all reasonable doubt.
Any man or woman who has been paying attention over the last 2.5 decades has seen more than enough evidence to assume that most women are sluts. Everything from personal anecdotes, stories from friends and relatives, social media, and so forth proves beyond all reasonable doubt that most women sleep around indiscriminately. On the strength of decades of overwhelming evidence, it would behoove a man to assume that any given woman he is dealing with romantically is indeed a slut until she proves otherwise. Not adhering to this law. Diana knew that if this guy knew what she used to do for a living, he would never have considered her for a relationship. And listen, truth be told, more than likely, this is not the first time she's run into this problem. She was probably open and honest with a few good prospects, but any man worth his salt isn't going to take her seriously for a long-term relationship, right? They probably smashed her for a while, but never committed. So at some point, she figured out that her chances of keeping a man of any worth means leaving out the part where she used to sleep with rich men for money. But like I said earlier, the internet and the smartphone always seems to out these girls at some point in time. I mean, this apparently happened almost a decade ago, yet dude still found out about it, never fails. Now, what this also says about this guy, in terms of waiting for sex, is that number one, he clearly had no idea how to handle today's women in such a way that reduces his odds of getting played by them. In short, he didn't have what we call game. And number two, because his ineptitude was obvious, again, meaning he simply didn't have game, meaning he had no idea how to handle modern women, he inadvertently gave off provider vibes. Diana picked up on this immediately and went into acquisition mode. Now, what is acquisition mode, Donovan? Glad you asked. Acquisition mode for women is the act of selling purity with the intent of locking a man down. This means she is on her best behavior, she's kind, she's feminine, she's docile, she's submissive, and presents herself as a good and viable long-term option. But this guy didn't make Diana's vagina buzz, and that is why she made him wait for sex. Guys, if a woman wants to smash, she'll smash. She's not going to make you wait. This guy was clearly attractive enough to eventually smash, but she wanted to make sure she secured his commitment before giving up her overtaxed, overused hot dog in a hallway poo nanny. The longer she makes you wait, gentlemen, the less sexually attracted to you she is. This is the case with all modern women. This chick ran almost airtight long con game, and she almost pulled it off if not for these notifications. Shit, man. I mean, she even fooled them into thinking they had all this stuff in common, right? Remember the hobbies they shared? The skiing, the traveling, the restaurants, and so forth? Like, real talk, I'm willing to bet any amount of money that when she asked him what his hobbies are, he said, well, I like to ski, travel, and try new restaurants. She said, OMG, so do I. Now, the correct way to handle this question when she asks you what your hobbies are is to say you first, which, of course, you can find in my free ebook, 14 Questions She'll Ask You on the First Date and How to Properly Respond, which you can get for free at donovansharpe.com/newsletter. Then this guy says he feels like an idiot. And guys, I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel bad for the guy, okay? I don't think he's an idiot for having fallen for this gambit. Okay, listen, I can't tell you how many times I fell for women who sold me purity that I happily and willingly allowed myself to be price gouged. We've all been tricked by women. So I'm never going to be the guy to make fun of another guy for having played by a woman who is clearly a professional, pun definitely intended. This guy obviously did not possess the requisite knowledge or experience to see this woman for what she really was. If he had gotten his hands on any of my books, like the 49 Laws of Sharpe, which is available in video and audio format, you can also get it in ebook form or paperback form. If he had gotten his hands on any of my books or found this community before he committed to this woman, this would be a very different conversation. Way too many men in this part of the world get played by women like this all the time. And it's not because they're stupid, guys. Men aren't dumb. It's because they simply don't know. There are a lot of content creators in this community who like to shame men for not knowing things they were never taught as young men. That kind of thing turns men away. Guys, men come to us for answers. They don't come to us for admonishment for not knowing something they were never taught. Let's conclude this thing. Lastly, he says, pardon me, I own several businesses in the area. So again, we already know he is well-to-do, which is why she targeted him in the first place.
with many with partners. I know that a few have pretty conservative morals when it comes to sexuality. I would have wanted to know about her past career ahead of time, so I could have thought how to deal with a potential fallout. I'm very tempted to break our engagement and call off the wedding over what I feel was a betrayal. Is this something that could be potentially resolved, he asks? Also, if I break it off, how should I tell her and how should I inform her of the screenshots? Let me go ahead and answer his questions very clearly. No. Original poster. This cannot be resolved, not even potentially. Even if he goes ahead and marries this chick, this revelation is going to haunt him forever. The longer they're together, the more he will want to know about what she used to do. And the more she tells him, the more he'll want to know, rinse and repeat. Mia Khalifa, remember, she was happily married until her husband couldn't handle her on-screen past. There's another adult film actress who recently just got married, who will most assuredly face that same fate. I give that marriage, I don't know, probably less than 2 years. Any man who knows the details and the extent of a woman's sexual past, whether it be on screen, at a strip club with rich men, everyday guys, will eventually succumb to his disgust. And guys, I'm here to tell you, it's not just men who are committed to adult film actresses or former escorts. No, this is normal, everyday, average guys like you and me. If I knew the extent of Devon's sexual past, there's no way I would ever commit to her. No way. This is exactly why I tell men that it is best that you don't know about her sexual past. No matter how minimal she makes it sound, you will never get over it. Guys, every woman has a sexual past. Your woman, my woman, everybody's woman. So long as she takes to the training you provide and doesn't show her promiscuous proclivities that plagued her past, if she can be of use to you, then maybe you can have a solid relationship, and that's if you're lucky. It's possible, but it's hard work. Yes, Devon and I, we have what appears to be a good relationship. And a huge part of that reason is me. I trained her well, she was receptive to the training, and with my guidance, she has become a better woman in literally every sense of the word. But let's not kid ourselves, guys. I'm not arrogant enough to think that there was absolutely no luck involved. No, I was very lucky that she wanted to be trained. I was very lucky that she didn't spend her 20s and 30s sleeping around because she was married during that time. I had nothing to do with any of that. I didn't make her want to be trained. I didn't make her marry her ex-husband and stay with him for damn near 2 decades. That was sheer luck, as far as I'm concerned, and that's for the both of us. But men in this day and age need to come to grips with the fact that every woman that you are romantically involved with will have a sexual past, an extensive sexual past. And the less you know about it, the better off you'll both be. Don't ask her about the details, don't poke, don't prod, but pay attention to her behavior and let that tell you the story. If she cannot hide her promiscuous proclivities, then you know that her sexual past is extremely extensive, which also means that you shouldn't commit anything to her outside of your cock and balls. If she doesn't show her promiscuous proclivities, that doesn't mean that she doesn't have an extensive sexual past, but it could mean that it's not as extensive as maybe most women. Again, one never knows. One never knows. You'll never know for sure. But all you can do is watch what a woman does now to possibly gauge what she may have gotten up to in her past. That's the best we can do as men. We'll never, ever know. Just got to pay attention. Now, to answer his last question, how should I tell her? Just tell her straight up, look, I know you were an escort in your early 20s, and I don't want to marry you anymore. Like, you're going to have to show her the screenshots, original poster. Okay? Otherwise, she'll deny it. So you're going to have to show her proof that you know what she used to do for a living. And again, make no mistake, this is not going to be easy for you. Okay? You obviously love this woman very much. It's very easy for a guy like me to say, just leave her, bro, because I am emotionally detached from the situation. But what I can tell you is that I have been in similar situations, meaning I had to break up with women I really, really liked. That shit's not easy. But at the end of the day, I knew that she would eventually turn my life upside down, so I did what needed to be done. Yeah, I was in pain, and yeah, it fucking hurt. But that pain pales in comparison to how things would have turned out had I stayed with them against my better judgment. Just go back and listen to the Amy story. Off the top of my head, I can think of, I don't know, 8 or 9 women that I broke up with, that I absolutely did not want to have to dump. Like, I really like these girls. And a couple of them I think I might have actually loved. But one thing I have learned in life through all of my experiences is that the hardest thing to do is often synonymous with the right thing to do. So I say to the poster, man, good luck. I hope things work out for you. I really do. I don't know why that's not fading out, but it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, very good. Let me get to the super chats here. They are coming in hot and heavy. Atravino 95 says, as they say on Fresh and Fitch, I'm a ninja watcher and great tips for a Friday night. Have fun, but be smart. Absolutely. Emmett Trill, $2, says, looking forward to Neuralink Womanese update. I'm sorry, Neuralink Womanese update? I have no idea what that is. I have no idea what Neuralink... I don't know what Neuralink Womanese update is. I don't know what that is. You're going to have to educate me on that. Thomas Payne says her post-career... Yeah, dude. Getting pounded for money is not a career, dude. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Yep. I mean, listen, that's just the way it is, guys. That's just the way it is. You're going to have to... You got to come to grips with some of these realities. Okay. So let's get to the Kevin Samuels breakdown. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be breaking down a small part of his opening monologue, because a small part of his opening monologue are things that I have preached for years and years and years. Years and years and years. Oh, I'm being told that Neuralink means automatic upload to the brain. Boy, wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? Wow. Womanese Neuralink. Guys will be getting updates like every 3 days. Like every 3 days. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this Purty started. Oh, wait a minute. And away we go.
Here's something else. They correct bad behavior of women that choose to deal with them.
What he is talking about are high-value men. High-value men correct the bad behavior of the women that choose to deal with them. Guys, I've been saying this for years. I've been saying this for years. You have to train the bad habits out of a woman who is interested in a long-term relationship with you. High-value men train the bad behaviors out of women who are interested in them. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it.
Oh, yes.
Yep. Look, real talk.
Oh, yes. Correcting bad behavior of the women that choose to deal with high-value men is a tenet of being a real high-value man. Because, see, most women today feel like they can do whatever.
So what this is vindication. This is vindication, right? Because a lot of Kevin's critics and detractors like to say, well, he doesn't get to decide what a high-value man is. He seems to be the one who has his finger on the pulse. And listen, am I a high-value man? I don't know. I'm over 6 feet tall. I'm making the high 6 figures. Who knows? Who knows? But either way, if you're a high-value man, if you're worth a damn, and a woman is putting in her bid, she needs to be up for training. I've said this for years. With my very first course, How to Build a Quality Woman from the Ground Up.
And do whatever. And you can do that with a bunch of those guys out there. But guys who have standards to make their own rules, they're going to correct your bad behavior.
Yep.
They're going to correct your bad behavior, or they will choose not to deal with you. And it's your choice whether or not to stay.
That's right. That's right.
See, this is completely voluntary on the woman's side. You can choose to stay or not. It's like high-value men typically don't tend to deal with women who have social media accounts.
Oh,
that doesn't mean he tells you to drop your social media. He just won't deal with you.
There you go. There it is. There it is. Listen, man, those of you who have followed me for any amount of time, dude, since, Jesus, episode 12, 13, I have always told you guys, do not commit to women who are on social media. Don't do it. Don't do it. Are you insecure? No, I'm trying to protect my investment. I am not going to commit to a woman who advertises herself to other men. If you want to advertise yourself, knock yourself out. But when you're with me, you're not going to advertise yourself. If you advertise yourself when you're with me, well, you have essentially dumped me because you've now become the kind of woman that I don't date. That's what it comes down to, guys. Let's just keep it all the way real. The reason why women fight tooth and nail, and get all bent out of shape when guys like Kevin and myself, who have talked about this for years, about not committing to women who are on social media, is because they want to reserve the right to be looking for your replacement when they start to get bored. I just wasn't in love with him anymore. I got news for you, ladies. Real good relationships, good solid relationships, it's not butterflies and fucking rainbows all the time. And when I see girls, I don't get butterflies when I see them anymore. Listen, you get butterflies when you see someone for the first 2 weeks. After that, things settle into a state of normalcy. The reason why bitches swing from one dick to another, really, is because they keep chasing that 2-week high. They keep chasing the butterflies. They keep chasing that honeymoon period. That's why it's called a honeymoon. Honeymoon connotes temporary. Do you like someone enough to stay with them when they don't give you butterflies anymore? If the answer is yes, then you might have a chance. But this is where these women consistently go wrong. They're always chasing the butterflies, which is why they're on social media. That's what, again, just keep it real. Keep it real. Women want to stay on social media to keep their options open. You can keep your options open when you're single. You're not going to do it with me. And if you do it with me, then that makes you single. Not forcing you to do anything. Just like Kevin said, I'm not putting a gun to anybody's head. I say all the time, Devin is free to do whatever it is she wants to do. Now, her choices come with consequences, but I'm not making her do anything she doesn't want to do. She wants to go to the club, go to the club. I ain't mad at you. Listen, if you want to take a girl's trip, knock yourself out. I'll have your bags packed on Monday morning.
You'll say, I don't date women who have active Instagram, Facebook, etc. Platforms. Mm-hmm. I don't deal with women who have male friends. I don't deal with women who are still in contact with their exes. You can set your own standards.
There you go. There you go. What are my big four, guys? What are my big four? Kevin just vindicated and validated everything that I've been talking about for years. I don't date women who go to bars or clubs. I don't date women who go to bars or clubs. I don't date women who travel alone. I don't date women who are in constant contact with their ex, and I don't date women who are on social media. Those are the big four. Those are the big four. That's it. The reason why women want to stay in contact with their exes is because women cheat with familiar dick. That's why. Don't let a woman tell you well, I just needed closure. No, you want to be able to go back and fuck this dude if you get pissed at me. Which you're more than welcome to do, but you're not going to do that on my watch. At least, if you do it on my watch, it's going to take some doing. You don't, like I said, you don't want, listen, dude, men like us, I'm not interested in controlling my woman. I want my woman to do things for me and adhere to my standards because she wants to, because she thinks it's worth it. But who knows, there might come a day where she thinks it's not worth it anymore, at which point she can exit stage left. But I'm not putting a gun to anybody's head. I'm not doing that. But the way for men to take control back is to be steadfast in your beliefs. Like Kevin says, stand 10 toes down on your standards. Do not commit. Dude, honestly, it comes to a point. I don't care how hot she is. Do not commit to women. Do not commit to women who are on social media, who keep in contact with their exes, who like to go to the bar and the club with their girls, who travel alone.
Men, just like women have their preferences and their deal breakers, so do men.
Yep.
And when a woman does something that's wrong, bad, breaking something, doing something that is out of line, you should expect to have that behavior corrected.
Yep. And if you don't, no problem. You're not a bad person. You're just not ready to be in a relationship.
And gentlemen, this is where so many of us have fallen and failed because we don't correct it.
There it is.
We just let it go, sweep it under the rug.
And why do you let it go and sweep it under the rug? Because you like fucking her. Because she looks good. And because you don't think you'll get another woman, you don't think you'll get another one like her. That's called the scarcity mindset. What guys have to understand is that even low-value guys, there are so many more low-value women than there are low-value men. Those are the facts, man. Those are the facts. The typical low-value guy has more value to the world than the typical IG thought, who's a 9 or a 10. No disrespect to, no disrespect to Brittany Renner, but dude, she's useless. She is gossip fodder. That's it. That's it. She wasted her prime years thoughting around and cashed out right at the end. She's useless. I used to play soccer. So I did have talent. What talents do you have now? Yeah, getting fucked and chucked by rappers and athletes. It's not a talent.
And then end up losing. Don't get ahead of myself.
Uh-oh, don't do
Correct
it, don't do it,
bad behavior. As we move on to the real high value men, take your pencils out, gentlemen. The real high value men.
This is real shit. Listen up.
And first and foremost is ruthless.
That's right.
Ruthless.
That's right.
I did a broadcast a year or so ago about ruthless image, and it's only behind a paywall. Are you ruthless enough to win? Gentlemen, a real high value man is ruthless.
And when Kevin says ruthless, he doesn't mean giving up your integrity to be ruthless. Okay? When he says ruthless, he's not talking about a man who's willing to damage other men in order to make himself look good. Anthony Johnson probably characterizes himself as ruthless. He read the 48 Laws of Power or some book, and he and he stupidly went, and Anthony Johnson is so stupid. I know, it's funny, you can tell just by the way he moves. He is so steadfast in his own idiocy that you know whatever it is came from a book or a meme, because he is so invested in being a dumbass that it could not have come from anywhere but a book. He read somewhere you have to be absolutely ruthless. Well, Anthony thinks being ruthless means alienating and destroying any good relationship you ever had with any man, outing and doxing people, harassing Rolo's daughter, doxing Rolo's daughter's school. She had to go and change school, putting Rolo's wife on blast, putting my girlfriend on blast, putting out our birth dates and all that parts. That's not being ruthless. That's called being an idiot. No, when Kevin says ruthless, this means letting nothing stand in your way of success, but you do it with integrity. That's what he means when he says ruthless. You want to be in shape? Get up at 4:30. That's being ruthless. You want to build a brand? Work 16 hours a day when you only feel like working 10. That's ruthless.
And you cannot be ruthless and beta in your moves at the same time.
Hell no.
Ruthless.
Bingo.
Cold-blooded, calculating, pragmatic.
You know it.
Facts over feelings.
Damn right.
Yep.
Ruthless. I want you to go back to this movie called Equilibrium with who played Batman? Was it
Christian Bale?
Who played in the Dark Knight trilogy? Was it Christian Bale? Christian Bale played in a movie called Equilibrium.
And I haven't seen this yet, but I think I want to watch it now.
And it's a dystopian future where people's emotions are kept under control chemically. And thereby making people immensely efficient. Pretty cool movie.
That actually sounds like a good idea.
The gunpowder and everything else. Because the emotions are messy.
Yes, they are.
Yep.
Ruthless. Ruthless. Ruthless.
Shout out to Kyle 20 with the Ra's al Ghul Batman the Animated Series. That was one of the best. Episodes.
Being ruthless is an asset to a man.
Yep.
And women can complain about it. Women can balk about it. But women love men who are ruthless.
Yep.
Real high value men.
Here we go. Listen up.
They're ruthless in enhancing their authority and leverage.
Ruthless in enhancing authority and leverage. That is the acronym for real high value man. Ruthlessly enhancing authority and leverage. That is a real high value man. I will give you the perfect example of me being real in terms of the acronym that Kevin just gave. So you all know, I used to pay Devin 6 figures to work for me, right? Used to pay her 6 figures. Now, Devin is a very good steward. She is a very good steward of her money, right? She's a very good steward of her money, but listen, she's a woman. She likes nice things and all this other kind of stuff, right? And then, of course, I take care of that. Well, Devin and I went to Miami once. Actually, we've been there a couple of times. Looking around Miami, there's bad bitches everywhere. Bad bitches everywhere. Now, I wasn't disrespectful just turning and looking at bad bitches, but Devin knew I was checking these chicks out. I'm a man. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do what the hell I want to do, right? What is she going to do if she doesn't like it? Leave? If that's what she wants to do, that's fine with me, right? Listen, I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just being real. I'm just being real. There are a lot more Devins than there are of me. That's just, that's the leverage, and I'll get to that in a minute. So we get back here to Philly. She says, all right, Donovan, that's it. I want fake boobs. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. You want fake boobs? She's like, yeah. I'm like, dude, you're a 36D. You're a 36D. She says, yeah, you're right. But my tits are aging. I'm not getting any younger, and I want to be able to keep your attention. I said, okay. All right. You want a boob job? All right. I will let you get a boob job on 2 conditions. Number 1, you pay for them. You pay for them. That's right. You're going to pay for them. Number 2, you are going to forfeit your salary. You want a boob job? You pay for the boob job. You forfeit your salary. She didn't even think about it. She said, all right, cool. I said, you understand that you are now completely financially dependent on me. Not that she wasn't already, but now she doesn't have any more money to sock away. She enjoys the life. And listen, I take care of all the bills. I take care of all of that stuff. Now, one would ask, okay, Donovan, why would you have her pay for her own boob job if you're her man, and why would you make her forfeit her salary? Very good question. The reason why I made her pay for her boob job is because I don't want her to feel like she owes me nothing. Those new fake tits she's walking around with, those don't belong to me. No, they do not. Those belong to her. Why? She paid for them. The reason why I revoked her salary, this is me. What was the acronym again? Ruthlessly. Something about leverage. I've already forgotten what it was. Hold on. Let me rewind it.
Ruthless. Real high value men. They're ruthless in enhancing their authority and leverage.
Enhancing my authority and leverage. That's why I did it. I've actually explained this before. You see, now that Devin has a nice new set of fake tits, now that she's got that taken care of and squared away, guess what? Her sexual market value has gone up. If her sexual market value has gone up, well, then she's going to get looks from other, obviously, listen, man, men and women look at her all the time when we're out. They're really looking at her now. No problem. No problem. The more attention a woman gets, the more likely that she is to step out. That's just how it is. I'm not about to increase her sexual market value on my watch and continue to pay her $115,000 a year so that she can sock away all that money and then jet on out of here. Nope. Sorry. No. That is leverage. That, OMG, Donovan, why would you do that? You've trapped her. I haven't trapped anybody. I have not trapped anybody. But I would be a fool. I would be an idiot to facilitate her departure. If Devin wants to leave, she's going to leave. That doesn't mean I got to make it easy. That does not mean I'm going to make it easy. I am not about to pay my woman $115,000 a year now with a set of F cup tits that stick right up. She's 45. She's got 22-year-old tits. They look fucking amazing. And dude, she already had a flat stomach, so now she is looking really good. She's looking really good. If she wants to fly the coop, then guess what? She's going to have to take a financial loss, which means it's going to have to be worth it for her to leave. I'm not going to make it easy for her to leave. Oh, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. Absolutely not. Ruthlessly exercising authority and leverage. I now have leverage on Dev. And Kevin has acknowledged this on the 6. He says one of the elements that really keeps you and Devin kind of solid is that you have leverage. If you were to up and leave, she'd be fucked. She'd be fucked. That's the problem. You don't have leverage over your woman. This is why all these bitches who are the breadwinners of their family end up just upping and leaving. There's nothing invested. Devin now has going on 6 years invested. 6 years and, dude, tens of thousands of dollars invested. 6 years. Now that she's got a set of fake tatas, now she's really invested. Now she's really invested. And hey, if she decides to leave, she'll do a little bit better on the market than she would without him. Not mad at that. But she paid for him, not me. And now she works for me for literally nothing. That's how you do it. Devin still loves her to me, but I'm going to tell you what. If and when she ever does decide to leave, she is going to have to make damn sure that this is something she really wants to do.
But the final level, to where you test your might. You know, that whole level, test your might. You know, you want to become the bag. Bold, ambitious, and generous.
Bold, ambitious, and generous. Hell, I'm 2 for 2. I'm bold. I'm definitely ambitious. And I am very generous. Listen.
And the generous.
Listen very closely.
Is not negotiable. It's non-negotiable. You cannot be the bag and be tight-fisted.
That's all right.
In order to be the bag, you must be generous.
Keep listening.
And so many of you guys are automatic. And if the first thing you started to think of is generosity and a woman, you are disqualified from the conversation. Go seek therapy.
Bingo. You are thinking about a woman. No. What Kevin is talking about being generous of is being generous with your time and being bountiful. The way that I'm generous is that I allow other people onto my platform. There are certain people in this community that I recognized early on. Hey, this guy's got some talent. Let me help him and give him sort of a head start. Give him a little push. Right? John of Modern Life Dating did that for him. Oh, yes, I did. Listen, and I didn't put John on. John already had his brand. But John was a good guy to me. So I said, you know what? Let me talk to Rolo, Rich, and the guys. This was years and years ago. I said, look, man, this guy, John, Modern Life Dating, he's calling the show. He provides value. Let's bring him onto the show. Bingo. Now he's a regular part of Rule Zero. And it's on from there. Again, I'm not going to sit here and take responsibility for success. John already had what it took to be successful. If I didn't, quote, discover him, dude, somebody else would have. Somebody else would have given him an opportunity if I didn't. I don't know, maybe a month or two later, we'd still be in the same place. But I'm glad that I was able to be generous with my time and my credibility to help him out. He doesn't know me a damn thing. Myron Gaines, same thing. Dude, 2-3 years ago, you guys see my old school clips. Myron still worked for the government. He used to call into my show every day. Hey, man, this is Myron in Miami. I said, you know what? This guy really knows his shit about diet and exercise. So then we started talking about diet and exercise. Then I heard him talk about women, and I was like, uh-oh, wait a minute. This guy really knows his shit about women. So then we started Weights and Dates. And now Myron Gaines is just a shade under 500,000 subscribers. Myron doesn't owe me anything. He doesn't owe me anything because Myron's success right now, Myron and John, their success has nothing to do with me. I was just there to help push them along. I had a little bigger platform. Hey, I'm happy to put you on, or I'm happy to help you out. I don't put anybody on. I'm not like O'Shea, who's trying to take credit for every nigga he's had on his show, right? O'Shea would have you believe that he discovered and cultivated Donovan Sharpe. He discovered and cultivated this guy and that guy. No, because like I told O'Shea's ass 2 summers ago, I'm going to tell you guys right now, John didn't need me. Myron didn't need me. If I didn't give him a push at some point, somebody else obviously would have. Look at Myron, dude. Look at what Myron has built. You look at what Myron has built, and it's obvious that, I mean, shit, I consider myself lucky to have had the eye for talent to give him the push. That's how I'm generous. That's how I'm generous. That's how I'm the bag. No, I'm not out here simping for women and this and that and the other. I buy my woman nice things because she is good to me. That has nothing to do with being generous. That's being bountiful. That's tit for tat. I'm not generous with my money. Listen, man, Devin earns, every stitch of bag, leather, heel, whatever. She earns it. And then some. Real talk. But the guys that I have on the 6 now, Kevin Savo, Coach EO, those guys, I'm generous with my platform. I'm generous with my influence. This is how you can be generous. You cultivate friendships. You cultivate relationships. You show men that you can be of use and value to them. Just because you bang a lot of bitches does not make you high value. It doesn't. Because not every man who bangs a bunch of women are also valuable to men. But I'll tell you what, every man who's valuable to other men can bang a lot of bitches. Let me repeat that. Every man who bangs a lot of bitches is not always valuable to other men. But every man who's valuable to other men, his fellow man, like-minded men, that dude can bang a lot of bitches. One is not synonymous with the other one most certainly is. So when Kevin talks about being generous, he's not talking about reward. He's not talking about showering your woman with gifts. Oh, no. No. He's talking about being generous with your time and your resources and your influence as a man. That's my way of giving back to the community that has given so much to me. That doesn't make me any better or worse. I'm not trying to act like I'm anybody's hero, because Lord knows I've made my missteps in this career. But that's just how I do it.
So, gentlemen, when they sit around and try to tell you that you should value their degree, tell them to kick French toast in rocks. What the French toast? I value your degree as much as the world does. And the world values it at 40,000. Guess what? It's worth 40,000. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Emmett Trill, $5, says, Neuralink is Elon Musk's transhumanist venture. If only we could have your womanese filter hardwired into our brain to filter out all the BS. If that were possible, Emmett, the economy would fall. Like, that would lead to the end of the world. I'm not kidding. Albert Choice, $5, says, just stepping out of the shadows to show my respect once again. Thank you so much for that. John Henry, $10, says, they are like Stan's dad from South chasing the magic dragon. Dude, yeah, that's what they do. They chase the dragon. Big K, the trucker, welcome to chat privileges. Says, gotta be ruthless, fellas. Devin in the chat say they belong to Donovan Sharpe. That's cute. Listen, that's cute of her to say that, but they absolutely belong to her. Teddy KGB, $5, says, another masterclass, Mr. Sharpe. Thank you. Appreciate that. Absolutely. Street Fighter 88. Street Fighter 88 says, I remember you playing Throwback and hearing Myron. I'm trying to tell you. I'm telling you. Jay Blaze says, you benefited the lead attorney by getting rid of Jen. Dude, I absolutely positively disposed of her. That was awesome. I'm glad that I was able to I'm glad that I was able to dispose of that chick. She was just and the guys are like, a lovely lady, by the way. Well, the reason she called him a nigger is because he forced her to. Jay Blaze says a plumber's 3 times more valuable than Brittany. Disagree. I would say 10 times more valuable than Brittany. Let's continue. And here we go with the calls.
Hello.
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 Hi.
How old are you?
57.
All right. What do you?
The bitch is 57 years old. It's game over. Like, I don't care. Listen. I'm gonna take the game out. Hold on. Let me. I'm gonna take you guys all back to the old school. There's the Nintendo, right? Here's the game. I'm gonna take the game out. I'm gonna put it back in. 1, 2. We'll turn it back on. We'll see if she can survive.
Yeah, for me.
Well, there were two things. The first thing is no.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh my God.
57 years old with short pink hair. Oh, look. Do you see down there by her ties? Looks like she has a tattoo. Looks like she has a tattoo. We're probably dealing with one of the original feminists. This woman is 57 years old. She has a tattoo that is visible and pink hair. Yeah, Ice Dragon Kid says, why isn't she sleeping? Exactly. Exactly. Dr. B84 says, make sure it's connected to analog TV and check the antennas. Don't even get me started. Don't get me started, y'all. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Listen, men of a certain age, we know all the tricks. We know all the tricks to try to get the Nintendo games to work. Because you know that Nintendo games didn't always work the very first time. Sometimes you'd have to put it in, move it to one side, hit the power button, then move it the other side. Yo. Let's continue.
Well, I don't think modern women could handle high-value men.
I don't think she could either. You want to know why? Because she's old. 57, pink hair. And yeah, what the hell is she doing awake at this time? I mean, shit, dude. Listen, man, this is probably around midnight. Dude, I'm asleep at midnight. I'm asleep at midnight, and I'm 44. Jesus.
Okay.
Just because of the way they are nowadays.
There it is, Kyle 2020. There it is.
Okay. What do you mean?
But the other.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well,
go ahead and say your other thing, and then come back.
Okay. A lot of things that these people overlook with high value. I like to say that I got very lucky, and
She have a black eye?
I have what I consider to be a high valued average man.
Mildred, there's no such thing as a high value average man. There's no such thing as a high value average man. Jay Blaze says Duck Hunt Mario was the best dude. My kid brother, not to get off topic, my kid brother was the best at Duck Hunt. He was the youngest. He used to just destroy us. My favorite game of all time on Nintendo. My favorite game of all time, Contra. Number 2, Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Number 3, Tecmo Bowl. Okay, this is gonna go sideways. I gotta stay on topic. All right.
No. Okay.
Look, even she knows it's a joke. I have a listen to what this woman says.
I have what I consider to be a high valued average man.
No. Okay.
Even she knows she's full of shit. Like a high valued average man. Average men aren't high value. Like make that make sense. Is her name Mildred or Ruby? Esther? Yes, Mildred is that I mean that's the name that I came up with.
You know, he makes about $80,000 a year,
which means he makes 75.
All right.
He
Slam Bright says this woman is thirsty for Kevin. She might be.
has his own businesses, and
Businesses. If he makes $80,000 a year, he doesn't have businesses. Of course I played Contra, man. Up, up, down, down, left, right, B, A, start. If it was 2 players, come on, man. Contra was the game. I'm gonna tell you what, the best Super Nintendo game was Contra 3, The Alien Wars. That shit was fucking crazy. Me and my homeboy Carlos Sanchez, we used to run through that shit. All right.
And he allows me not to work. So I do make some money to pay my own bills, but he covers all the household expenses. I pay for food and any of my own personal bills.
So
that sounds like I don't really know what's going on. Street Fighter 88 says she's thinking of a Henry high earner, not rich yet. Well, damn. If he's not rich yet, when the fuck is he going to be? If she's 57, he's probably got to be about her age. I mean, not rich yet. Goddamn, get a move on.
What were you saying about the first part? Why don't you think they can handle high value men?
Oh, I don't think they can, because the attitude nowadays is just insane.
Slam Bright says she wants Kevin to know. She wants to show Kevin what those gums do. Hey, don't trip.
I didn't even realize how it was getting until I started watching another channel who mentioned you, and then I came over, started watching your videos about a month ago now, and oh yeah, it's crazy what.
Do you have any children?
Are asking for.
Do you have any children?
I have 2 children.
Any daughters?
Yes, I have 2 children.
Daughters?
I have one daughter who's 30.
Is she married?
Wait a minute, Contra 3, the Alien War is on the Switch? Oh shit, I got to get my hands on that.
No, but she chooses not to be. She was in the Marine Corps and suffered.
Oh boy. All right, so now we're talking about the daughter. We know it's too late for her. The bitch is 57. Listen to this.
Daughter who's 30.
30 years old.
Is she married?
No.
Not married.
No, but she chooses not to be.
Chooses not to be.
She was in the Marine Corps.
30 years old, not married, because she chooses not to be, was in the Marine Corps. Was in the Marine Corps. One thing that white girls who were in the Marine Corps all seem to have in common are darker hued proclivities. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I press that button accidentally? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Listen, I'm trying to tell you guys. If there are any white, and listen, I know that white guys, when they find out that a white love interest was in the military, she fucks niggas, y'all. She fucks niggas, y'all. That's it. She does. So if she says she was ever in the Army, she definitely takes that trip from San Francisco to New York. Will be smooth with the comment of the night. Daughter learned well from her mother. You know it. Yeah, she is, dude. She is hyper masculine.
And suffered some injuries and PTSD.
Damn, injuries and PTSD. Like, how much dick did she take? The bitch has post-traumatic stress dick disorder? Like, what happened?
Severe PTSD.
Okay.
Ooh, severe PTSD. That means this was happening.
So, but
Michelle Tamika, shout out to Michelle Tamika and Tanya.
At 30, she's an electrician. She has a small home on an acre of land, and she's very content.
No children?
She has no children. And
Dude, no children. She's an electrician and has a small home, and she's content. Daddy Dame says, Metroid. Metroid was the truth. I got a t-shirt. Knees Duts, $5 says, good choices, Don, but it was all about Splatterhouse and the Bonk series. Oh my God, on TurboGrafx 16. Holy cannoli. And Super Metroid on SNES. Her daughter will be a failure too. Dude, oh my God, dude. Bonk's Adventure. God, the TurboGrafx 16, man. Yeah, I had one of those too. Wow. Taking it way... Dude, Splatterhouse was awesome. Oh my God, dude. Taking it way back.
she doesn't want children, so she's following in her aunt's footsteps.
Following in her aunt's footsteps? She appears to be following in your footsteps too, Mom. Her mother raised a feminist. Her daughter is a militant, literally militant feminist. No children, no husband, masculine job.
Stop the cap.
I'm trying to tell you, dude, like this woman is a walking red flag.
And then my son, who's 2 years younger, he was also in the Marine Corps. He is married, got married at 19.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Her children are fucking failures. Are you kidding me?
Their second child is on the way.
Oh my God. Oh, sweet dude. So let me get this straight. This bitch did it all wrong. She did it all wrong. She did it all wrong. Her daughter doesn't want to get married. Her daughter doesn't want to get married, served in the Marine Corps, has a house, an acre of land, and she is an electrician. Her son got married at 19. Do you guys see what's happened here? This woman is the quintessential example. The way this woman raised her children is exactly what society is doing now. Because if you reverse the genders of her children, guess what? She's the mother of the fucking century. Let's switch the genders. Let's switch the genders. If her son had served in the military, served in the Marine Corps, was an electrician, had a small house on his own, and was content, guess what? He's winning. He's winning. If her daughter got married at 19 and was expecting her second child, she'd be winning. But it is quite literally the opposite. Her daughter is living the life that her son should be living, and her son is living the life that her daughter should be living. You look at this woman, and this tells you all you need to know. That tells you all you need to know. Listen, I don't know why this is a surprise. She raised her daughter to be a man and raised her son to be a woman. Girls are supposed to get married at 19. Men are supposed to be 30 years old, working as an electrician and already owning a house and not wanting to get married and not wanting to have kids.
Is now part of Anchorage PD, Anchorage Police Department.
Okay, right. So with your daughter,
Oh boy.
you
Yeah.
know, thank you both of your children for their service.
Thank you.
She's still. How many years did she do in the Marine Corps?
Oh
Is she
my
gonna?
God.
Is she gonna?
She
Is she gonna have half a pension, full pension? Or she just? or
Yeah. She'll have a partial pension. She served her 4 years.
Oh my God. Unbelievable. 4 years, guys. 4 years. 4 years. Knees nuts, $5. Says, I think your kid's chromosomes got switched 1,000% on reverse. Exactly. Like, dude, like, honestly, she raised her kids perfectly. There's just one problem. She fucked up the genders. She fucked up the genders. Her daughter is living the perfect life for a man. Her son living the perfect life for a woman. Unbelievable. You can't, guys, you cannot make this stuff up.
But
Can't make this up.
Okay.
Basically, she wasn't even there a month when she got deployed. And
So my ultimate question for all women, your daughter included,
Oh, here we go.
is
Does she have a black eye? It looks like she has a black eye.
I hear a lot of women saying,
I said black eye, not black guy. Black eye, not... Oh, my bad. I need to hit that. Sorry about that. Do you think this woman smashed niggas? You think this woman smashed niggas? Do you guys think that 57-year-old Mildred has smashed niggas? Put a 1 in the chat for yes. Put a 2 in the chat for no. Did Mildred smash brothers back in the day?
and they choose. Yeah.
That looks like she has a black eye, y'all.
But you're choosing to have no family. Who's going to pay for you in your later years without a husband or a family?
That's a trick question, Kevin. Nobody. That's the point.
Because Uncle Sam won't.
Yes,
Or do
I
y'all ever have
understand
that?
that.
Do y'all ever have that? Hold on, hold on. Do you ever have the conversation with the daughter? Say, look, daughter, I get it, but you're a middle income earner. You're going to need roughly $2 million to retire on from 65 to 85.
Daddy Dame $5 says she got a black guy. she got a black eye because she hit the hell out of the wall. This chick hit the wall at 30 years old, and she still has remnants of the black eye 20 years later.
Where is
That's good.
that money going to come from?
Yes, she has been saving since she was
I don't no
17.
Saving doesn't do it.
nope.
Nope.
Saving.
Well, she does a few things.
Go ahead.
Doesn't
But
matter.
mostly she has savings that she puts away for her long term. She has savings put away for short term.
This woman is describing a person that should be her son. Like what she is describing as I search for some I'm searching for some lip balm because my lips are really, really dry. Ah, there it is. Got it. This woman is she's talking like she's talking about her son. Got a 401k, IRAs, and all this other kind of stuff. What about the son? He's a cop up in Anchorage, got married at 19.
And
Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Because savings is insufficient for retirement.
Nope.
Do you realize if a woman was making $50,000 in a place where the cost of living was 100%?
Oh boy.
So like Dallas,
He's about to break it down mathematically.
where a dollar got you a dollar, and she was making $50,000 a year, and she got a 3% raise every year, and she made that money until 65,
Oh boy.
and she saved $200 a month for those 40 years.
Oh boy.
If that woman had a life expectancy of 85, that means she had to retire at 65 to 85, at 20 years. She would have a $780,000 hole. What I'm saying,
That's it. It's over for her. It's over for her. She needs to invest. Saving is not enough.
is there is no saving your way to retirement.
Woo!
You must invest
That's
your
what-
way
dude.
in retirement. You need multiple incomes and more than just one person middle class can do. Men understand
no,
that.
and I do agree.
But do y'all have that conversation though?
Not really, because she's
Well, there we go. That's why. You raised your daughter as a man and raised your daughter as a man and raised your son as a woman.
she decided very young
Okay.
that she didn't want to get married, and she didn't want.
Gee, I wonder why a 57-year-old woman with a black eye and maybe even a black guy. I'm just being funny. But a 57-year-old woman with pink hair and a chest tattoo is telling us that her daughter at a young age decided she didn't want to get married. I wonder why. I wonder why.
Have kids, and so
I get it.
told
I
her,
get
said,
it. So
"If
my
that's
thing,
what-
my thing is, I
Yeah.
get it, man. I get it.
I wish you would.
But see that, and this is where I think we as parents see. It's one thing to say that, but
Oh, that's definitely a black eye.
I think mothers need to tell their daughters the hardcore truth
Uh-oh.
instead of sitting there and saying that. Well, she made her choice. Okay, making a choice.
Nah, she didn't make her choice. She didn't make her choice, man. She was influenced. She was influenced by a feminist mother who still thinks she's feminist because she has pink hair and a tattoo and a black eye.
When you don't know the real consequences, when you're gone,
Egg Yolks $5 says, like mother, like daughter.
Yep.
I'm trying to tell you.
do you really want your daughter to really look like be a homeless woman in her 60s?
Ooh, damn.
No.
That is a very
No.
real, okay, ma'am, that is a very real probability for many American women. So this is the thing, and see, they don't, and women who have decided to be single They don't listen to men. You're her mother. You're married. If you don't tell her,
I'm not married.
Okay.
Oh, she's not married. She's not married. I don't believe this woman has ever been married, to be honest with you. I don't believe this woman has ever been married. There's no way she can be married. She says she has a high-value average guy. Sweetheart, you don't have a high-value guy at 57 looking like that.
I thought you were married. Well, my bottom line is my goal is to start telling more women that choosing to be single is a death sentence. That's what it is.
Right.
Bottom line, it's a death sentence.
Yes, and we've had these conversations
Stop the cap.
No, you haven't, because earlier you said you didn't.
before, but unfortunately, what happened after the military, it for her solitude, which is not healthy.
Well,
This is mom's fault. This is mom's fault. This is mom's fault, y'all. This is 100% on mom. This woman had a perfectly healthy daughter. Yep, Ice Dragon Kid says she threw her to the wolves. That's it. She threw her daughter to the wolves. She taught her daughter. See, what she's not telling Kevin is that she endorsed this line of thinking. What she's not telling Kevin is that, yeah, the reason why my daughter decided she didn't want to have kids from an early age is because I encouraged her. Maybe not directly, but indirectly with maybe how she was living. She saw how miserable her mother was and how miserable relationships were. She probably decided, you know what? I don't want that. I'm going to be single for life. Well, prepare to be homeless at 77.
In a way,
I get it. 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 Trust me, I get it. But see.
So she has her 3 dogs and a cat.
And see, I get it. But the thing is, we can joke about it, laugh about it. But if this were a man, and he saw when he ran out of money, homeless on the street, people would say that's where he planned to be, to deserve to be. They can't be. You can't. I don't know how to tell women. I don't know how to tell women and their mothers. They're choosing to be future homeless women.
Oh, God damn! Holy shit! Woo! Didn't see that one coming. Holy moly! Choosing to be homeless women. Fuck! God damn, Kevin, you hurt my feelings with that one, and I'm not even this bitch.
That's not a choice. That's not a choice.
Oh, wow.
Hold on. Let me bring somebody else in. Do you guys understand what I'm saying?
Oh, yes.
Do you guys understand what I'm getting at?
Yep.
I understand. I don't know that she understands.
I think a lot of mothers are seeking peace with their. See, there are two kinds of mothers. There are mothers who either dominate their daughters or they're seeking peace with their daughters.
That is real shit right there. That is real shit right there. What he just said is straight facts. There are women who dominate their daughters and women who seek peace with their daughters. And neither one is the right way. You can't dominate your daughters, because as soon as she flees the coop, she goes buck wild. And before you know it, she ends up here. And it may or may not be on screen for all the world to see. But for women who seek peace with their daughters, what Kevin is saying is these are women who are afraid to piss off their daughters. They're afraid to piss off their kids. And listen, man, I'm not a parent, so I don't know. But from what I understand, man, like, I've seen women who are afraid to piss off their kids. It's like, yo, they're your fucking kids, man. You better put that little bastard in this place. You better put that little fucking spoiled brat in her place.
I'm trying to talk to the mothers who should continue to mother their daughters.
There it is.
Many women start treating their daughters like either sisters or bailout plan.
What?
And I'm
Preach.
simply saying this, that as a mother, if you know you're average and you got a man who's provided you a lifestyle, it is impossible for a woman to choose solitude and some pets. In that woman's mind, just like we've seen, they think somebody's going to bail them out.
Nope.
Not gonna happen.
Wow.
Not going to happen. And if nobody bails them out, where are they going to be?
Homeless as a motherfucker. On the streets.
She belongs to the streets.
Not going to bail them out. I don't think a lot of women, honestly, it's not even a matter of thinking. Many women truly don't believe, think this is just doom and gloom. They're like, that won't happen to me.
Shit.
Somehow it'll work out. It'll just work out. I just got to believe.
I
You're
believe
going to come back
I
to this
can
program
fly.
in 10 years when you start to see more and more women
Who are alone and homeless. Yeah, Dr. B84 says, Kevin is spitting that hot fire. Real talk. Jay Blade says her husband will be divorced by 35.
Yep.
Listen, man. Real talk. God,
yeah.
dude, she ruined her kids. Dude, this bitch ruined her kids.
So my thing is this, ladies, mothers, please start talking to your daughters. And if you risk offending them,
who gives a shit?
I mean, am I missing something here? I'm going to open this up to, am I missing something here?
Money world.
Time to back, yeah. All right. So, Anika, I don't know what this is,
Oh, this is my girl right here. This is fun. Oh, not Anika. It's somebody else.
but I'm going to go ahead and bounce you. Unmute you. Go ahead. Hello.
Hi. Hi. I think I don't want to be on video if that's okay.
All right. Go ahead. How old are you?
I'm 24. I talked to you before in one of the other podcasts.
Oh, yeah. So what do you got for me?
So I just want to say, I personally don't think a lot of women want that high value men you're talking about, like, because we know that we have to sacrifice a lot if we're gonna have them, and some of us actually prefer loyalty and respect over all.
Uh-oh. She said loyalty and respect. I don't like where this is headed.
That quality
Oops.
that comes with a high valued man.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Hold on.
Uh-oh.
What do you mean loyalty and respect?
See how slowly he said that?
So respect, like a mutual understanding of each other's boundaries.
Wait. Each other's boundaries? Mutual respect of each other's boundaries. That sounds like she's preaching equality to me. That sounds like she's preaching equality. Mutual respect for each other's boundaries.
Loyalty, meaning actually having eyes for one woman.
Here we go. Here we go. Having eyes for one woman. So you want the high value man without the high value man problems, right? This is the type of bitch that wants to be in great shape. She wants to be in good shape without actually putting in the work.
We do. We have eyes for one woman. Okay, first of all, let's do it one thing at a time.
Oh, here we go.
Do you believe in gender roles?
Yeah, Dre Raven says, did she say a lot of woman? I don't understand. Guys, listen. I don't understand. I do not understand why today's women don't understand I mean, they never say, and it's all over the place. They say woman. What are we doing? One woman, two women. Women want a high value man. It's not woman wants a high value man. A lot of women, dude, please, somebody explain this shit to me.
Definitely.
Do you believe in hierarchy in relationships?
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Okay. What's the order of the nuclear family?
The men,
Uh-huh.
the women, children.
Okay.
But before
Hold
that,
on.
God.
Okay. I said the nuclear family. I did.
She said before that, it's God. So this is a woman who has just told on herself. She has outed herself as a woman who is not going to respect her husband as the ultimate authority. See, this is the problem with religious women like this bitch, right? There's so many Christian women who don't listen to their husbands under the guise, or I'll put it to you this way. Right, they don't listen to their husbands. They don't heed their husbands under the guise of, well, I'm doing what God told me to do. You're not the head of the household. Jesus is. You're not the one seated at the right hand of the Father. So I don't have to listen to you. Slambright says, God wants you to obey your husband, baby girl.
And say the universe.
Right.
All right. So respect. Respect flows. What does that mean? Because oftentimes when you ladies talk about respect, it's almost like we respect each other as equals.
Uh-oh. I certainly hope not, Kevin.
Is that what you're implying?
Uh-oh.
Equals in the sense we're understanding each other's boundaries. So
your boundaries are what we let you. No.
Boundaries? Boundaries? What fucking boundaries? Like what boundaries do... See, this is speaking like a woman who has leverage. You see, you don't get to set boundaries unless you have leverage. Right? If you are a verified 19-year-old virgin who has no tattoos, no piercings outside of one hole in each ear, doesn't smoke, doesn't drink, who still lives with her parents, you can have boundaries when it comes to men. Look, I'm not sucking your dick. We're not having sex until we get married. Hey, I can respect those boundaries because you are worthy of respect to those boundaries. Right? Because let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. There are more high value men than there are virginal women. Yes. Hey, listen. In terms of leverage on the sexual marketplace, God, now I got to qualify it. Virgins with no tattoos, don't smoke, don't drink, no crazy piercings, they have the most leverage of any person on the dating market. They have the most. High value men have the second most. Women have the third most, and men have the least amount of leverage. There are more high value men than there are the women who want them. There are more high value men than the virgins they want. So yeah, listen, if you want boundaries, then I need to verify that hymen is in place. And you need to be no older than 20 years old. That's when you can start to enforce boundaries. Other than that, you can miss me with all of that. I'll move on to the next bitch.
Boundaries. What boundaries do women have that men don't provide?
None, Kevin.
I mean, maybe some type of aggressiveness or an ego thing.
What boundary?
Aggressiveness and an ego thing? This woman is religious? So this Christian woman, because she did say God, this Christian woman is talking about aggressiveness and ego? So now all of a sudden we're talking about Isuba?
Please do. Okay, ma'am. I want to get right down to what boundaries do...
See, she knows the answer to the question. That's why she's not answering the question.
Women have that men have not provided. The things you call boundaries, you were allowed to have them because we let it happen.
That's a difficult question.
It's not
a difficult question? What's difficult about it? Kevin's right.
Difficult question. If we were back in the state of nature or hunter-gatherers, what boundaries do you have as a woman? What do you have that you could keep?
I think...
No. Think about what I'm saying. Think about what I'm saying. Don't give me the modern, civilized...
Definitely not
Oh
Water
boy.
answer here. Personal answer.
Well-
I would say.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
Emotional and physical safety, and
Ma'am-
definitely financial.
Ma'am, I'm talking about go back to the human animal. Don't give me the civilized 22 before money. Hunter gatherer.
See, she's trying to bring in all of these other elements because she understands it. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Ice Dragon Kid says, feminist church is common now. Yes, it is. Jay Blaze says, get her on Fox and Friends. Right?
We eat what we can hunt or we gather. Nomadic. We have to follow food sources. We have to move. What personal boundaries do women have that men haven't provided?
I think there's a reason why we've evolved to.
She still isn't answering the question.
You
Yes.
haven't answered my question before you get to the
Unbelievable.
next point.
I don't know the answer to
The
that
answer is
question.
nothing.
Yes, of course.
So even the ability that you can sit here and say that you should respect my boundaries, you have boundaries because we've civilized the world in general and allowed you to even make such claims.
Real talk. Look at her,
Like
dead
it or
silence.
not, ma'am. You live in a first world country and have first world problems.
Hell
and
yeah.
Men are tired of hearing women talk about loyalty and respect when you guys are the most disrespectful women that have lived.
Oh, no, he didn't. God damn. Tell her, Mario.
I agree that some women they abuse that.
Some woman.
But I think there are some conservative women out there, and for
Oh
those
my
people,
God.
for those
Are they
people who
enough to
definitely
change the Are they enough to change the conversation?
Nope. Nope.
What do you mean?
Are they enough to change
Come
the
on.
conversation
Now she's playing stupid.
in men's mind to where they start seeing them as a real factor?
Nope.
Are there enough conservative women to actually matter?
Nope.
Yes, but
No.
you just
No,
have to
ma'am. No,
What the hell is she talking about? Yes. This fucking bitch.
no,
Dude,
Stop the cap.
this bitch is all cap.
no, ma'am. See, no, if there were, then this loyalty and respect you're talking about will be a foregone conclusion.
There it
It's
is.
What your grandmother's got.
Uh-oh.
What your great grandmother's got.
See, what Kevin is talking about is what I just talked about. 19-year-old virgins with no tattoos, no piercings, who don't smoke or drink, they have the right to enforce boundaries. They have a right to write their own ticket.
But they also understood their place and they did what they were supposed to do. Modern women, excuse me, ma'am, modern women tend to want men to be traditional, yet women can operate in a modern way.
Ooh, let's run that back one
They
more
were
time.
supposed to do. Modern women, excuse me, ma'am, modern women tend to want men to be traditional, yet women can operate in a modern way.
Whoop, they it is. Boom, there it is. That's the problem with today's women. They want traditional masculine. They want a man to display traditional masculinity while not being required to display traditional femininity. They want the man to protect them. They want the man to be the breadwinner. They want the man to be a traditional man. They want all the traditional benefits of traditional masculinity without being required to be traditionally feminine. You know, sandwich, sex, and shut the fuck up. Compliance, obedience, submission. Feminine, beautiful, and inspirational. Those things. Stephen Ortiz says, respect each other's boundaries equals give me room to cheat. Oh, no. There it is. Stephen Ortiz, being the human womanese translator. Yeah, that one slipped by me, man. That one slipped by me. I must be, I don't know, maybe I'm losing my touch, but I did not catch that. That's good. Very good. Probably because I was bench pressing when I was listening to this. That's my story and I'm sticking to it.
And make demands upon men when women aren't living up to their roles.
Hell no.
I mean, I want to ask you what type of woman you're talking about, because I know a lot of women around me, they're very traditional. And yet
Ma'am,
the
that's
girls feel they have
anecdotal.
that
Where do you live?
Yeah, I know a lot of women around. Just because this is so funny. Women always lie to win an argument. Well, I know a lot of women around me who blah, 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 blah. Bitch, you ain't everybody. Women are so, like, dude, women are so arrogant. Well, I'm talking to Kevin Samuels, who has talked to thousands of women. Thousands of women. But me, I know plenty of women, which is fucking ignorant. I know plenty of women who are traditional.
Stop the cap.
And even if you aren't capping, that doesn't mean that there's enough. Like Kevin said, there are not enough traditional women, conservative women, to change the conversation.
Nope.
Stop it.
Really, nigga?
I live within a Muslim,
Where? What part of the world?
Canada.
Okay.
Oh, she lives in, oh my God, she lives in Canada? God damn.
Canada, what, ma'am? You live in a liberal
Holy
part of the
shit.
world. You may live in, excuse me, don't overtalk me.
Oh, shit. Uh-oh. Oh, boy.
Me off.
You done fucked up now. You done fucked up now.
See, you're not like any Muslim traditional woman I ever dealt with.
Wait, Muslim? Wait, hold on. Is that what he said?
Excuse me, don't overtalk me.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, she fell right in, didn't she? She fell right the fucking... Dude, where's my Tevin Manuals? I think I accidentally deleted my Tevin Manuals. I think I accidentally deleted that. I'm going to have to add that back in. I'm going to have to add Tevin back in.
See, you're not like any Muslim.
Oh, my bad. Street Fighter 88. Hold up.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Okay, this is my show.
Real talk.
Muslim traditional woman I ever dealt with, because I've been around. Anyway, you're modern.
No, definitely say what you have to say.
I know when I don't need you to look. I don't need you to tell me what the fuck to say.
Oh shit! Uh-oh! You done made him cuss. Yo, you done fucked around. You done fucked around and made him cuss. Oh, you done fucked up now. You done fucked up now. It's a wrap.
My point is, men are tired of pretenders like you.
Yep.
Ooh,
We're sick of you.
Did he say she was Muslim? I missed that. Hold up. I hate to have to rewind this, but hang on a
When
second.
I ever dealt with, because I've been around.
Hold up.
Anyway, me, Canada, what, ma'am?
Okay, here we go.
You live in a liberal part of the world. You may live in, excuse me, don't overtalk me.
Oh shit.
Sorry.
See, you're not like any Muslim traditional woman
Wow, she's Muslim? Oh shit. Uh-oh.
I ever dealt with.
Dude, this cannot be a Muslim woman. This can't be a Muslim woman. This bitch is out of pocket. And as far as I know, real traditional Muslim women don't get out of pocket.
Because I've been around. Anyway, you're modern.
No, definitely say what you have to say.
I know when I don't need you to. I don't need you to tell me what the fuck to say.
Yeah, that's
My
that nervous.
point is,
That's
men
that
are
nervous
tired
laugh.
of pretenders like you.
Oh boy.
We're sick of you. We're sick of pretenders. You're a pretend, feminine, traditional woman.
Yes,
You're
she is.
as modern as they come.
She's a fraud.
Hiding behind Islam. You're full of shit.
Oh no! Oh my god! Yo, I must have missed this part. I don't remember any of this.
You're full of shit.
Oh my god! Yo,
You're full of shit. And men are tired of women talking about loyalty and respect when you're not even doing what you're supposed to do according to your beliefs.
yo.
Yeah, I'm not a very religious person.
But then don't
Whoa. Wait.
bring up your Muslim community.
Hold up. She says I'm not a very religious person, but then she brought up God, and apparently she's in Muslim garb. We can't see her. Like, what the hell is this?
Community and this traditional stuff. I said it. You're the most disrespectful group of women that ever lived.
Damn.
Are you Muslim or not?
Me, yes.
Okay.
Wait a minute. She just said she wasn't. She said she wasn't religious. Yes, she said she's just Muslim. I mean, am I missing something? Slam Bright, $5 says this bitch is about as feminine and traditional as RuPaul, right?
Why are you talking to me right now?
Oh shit! I do not remember any of this.
Yeah, some people might.
No. Not some people. Not some people. I didn't know this was. I didn't know this was conditional. Do you have that option?
Uh-oh.
Well, yeah.
Do you have that option? Are you married?
No.
Where's your father?
Oh.
He's somewhere.
How tall are you?
Your brother?
He's about to ask her how tall she is.
There as well.
Okay, so you're speaking to me without a husband, father, or brother. As a Muslim woman? Right.
I don't think it has
Check
to do
your
with
shit. No, play with somebody else. Don't play with me.
Oh my God. Yo, unbelievable. Yo, this is unbelievable. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Dude, I was lifting weights when I listened to this. I don't remember that at all. That was some crazy shit.
Don't call back. I don't want to embarrass you. Next time I'll put you on camera. Play with somebody else. Don't play with me.
Yo,
men are
tired
next
time I'm gonna put you on camera.
Men are sick of you.
Yo.
Christian chameleons.
Hold up.
Muslim chameleons.
Hold up,
You're
man.
even worse because you're supposed.
He told this bitch, you call back again, I'm gonna put you on camera. Oh, shit. Damn. It would behoove her not to call back. Whoever you are, hold up. I wouldn't call back if I was you. I'm just saying. Like, word to the wise, don't call back. God damn. Dude, I don't know how I missed all of this. I listened to this whole thing. I don't remember any of that.
Supposed to know better.
God
you're going to talk about your community.
Ease Chill, $5 says she's another cake and eat it too, Donovan. They love to bring up God when it benefits them. I'm trying to tell you, man. This is this woman, this is the typical case of a female who wants it both ways. She wants men to respect the boundaries, right? Without being the kind of person who is in position to have the kind of respect to have boundaries. Are you under the age of 20? Are you in the age of majority, under 20 years old, who is a virgin, who still lives with her parents, no tattoos, no piercings, who doesn't smoke or drink? If that's you, you can have boundaries. If that's not you,
Nope.
you don't get to call the shots. You don't get to call the shots. I need to come up with an acronym. I need to come up with an acronym for the kind of woman that is. These are rare women. Almost like Kevin has the whole Henry thing. High earner, not rich yet. Somebody help me out. Somebody help me out. I need to come up with an acronym. I need to come up with an acronym for a woman who is in the age of majority, in other words, 18 or older, who is in the age of majority, under the age of 21, who is a virgin, no tattoos or piercings, who doesn't drink or smoke. I need an acronym for that. That person, that girl, has the most leverage on the sexual marketplace because there are the least amount of her. Listen, here's how it goes from the bottom to the top. There are more average men than any other group of people in the sexual marketplace. More average men. Now, I'm sorry. Let me start over again. There are more average and below average women on the sexual marketplace than anybody else. But because the average men, the average and below average men, are so thirsty and have no idea how to deal with women through no fault of their own, they're at the bottom of the sexual food chain. Bottom of the sexual food chain are men who are either at or below average. Next up, at either average or below average women. That's the next up. That's the next to the bottom. The next up are the above average men. The Henrys, high earners, not rich yet. Maybe 27, 28 years old, has a little bit of experience with women, has a good paying job, understand who's who and what's what. He's about to hit his stride. Right? The next tier, those are your high-value men. Those are your high-value men, gentlemen. Those are the men that make over 6 figures and all the rest of that stuff. Valuable to other men, etc., etc. At the top, at the very top, at the very, very top of the sexual food chain is the girl who is in the age of majority, under the age of 21, who is a virgin, lives with her parents, no tattoos, no piercings, doesn't smoke, doesn't drink, doesn't do drugs. That's the sexual hierarchy. That girl has the most leverage. That girl is the person who gets to exert boundaries. I don't know where the fuck these girls are. I'm sure they exist somewhere, but there are not a lot of them. Next on that list are high-value men. Am I a high-value man? I don't know, but I'll tell you what. The women that I've dealt with in the past seem to adhere to my boundaries pretty goddamn quick. Pretty goddamn quick. Oh, look at this. I like this. So we've got some... oh, this is good. You guys are doing good at this. So Dr. B84 says, Sant. She ain't a thought. Okay, I like that. But, but just because she's not a thought now doesn't mean she wasn't a thought then, right? She might have, listen, she might not be a thought now. She might have piercings. I like where your head is at, though. Devin, this is really good. She says a Fatima. Feminine, attractive, timid, intuitive, motherly, attentive. Wow. Wow, very good. I need it to include, I don't know, there's got to be, it has to include the age range, her thinness, right? Again, let me lay out the parameters here. Let me lay out the parameters here. A female who is in the age of majority, under the age of 21, who isn't fat, no piercings, no tattoos, doesn't smoke, doesn't drink, who is a virgin and doesn't do drugs. That's it. That's it. Kyle on the Sharpe Stream side says, nymph, not your modern pathetic hoe. I like it. I like it. I like it. DJ Berserk says Fatima. I can't say it like that because it's Our Lady of Fatima, number one. Number two, Fatima makes it sound like she's black. And black women are nowhere near the top of the sexual food chain. Now, listen, if there were such a black woman that met those qualifications, then yeah, put her at the top. Devin says Ivy, innocent, virginal, young. This is good. Daddy Dame says pure, physically fit, unique, rare, educated. I don't need an educated woman. If she's educated, that means she went to 4-year college. The minute she steps on campus, she starts drinking, she starts taking sausage. I like where you guys are. I like where you guys' heads are at. Vicky, here we go, Steven. Vicky says, virgin, intuitive chef, caring, young. I like that. Jay Blaze says, Tina. Teen, incel, non-smoker, agreeable. I don't know what incel has to do with that. Dirty Dan says, as a Catholic, I like where Devin's mind is at. Yeah, as a former Catholic, so do I. Let's continue.
Men are sick of
keep them coming, guys.
Y'all using this traditional shit as a weapon to get what you want and then acting modern. Kick rocks.
God damn. He was mad at her. You know what's interesting? Kevin really, dude, when people, men and women alike, when they start to bring in religion to the conversation, that's when he gets to feel in some type of way. That's when he really gets to feel in some type of way. That's when he goes in on people. I remember when I had David West on. I remember, dude, Kevin was pissed at David because he kept using religion as sort of the basis of everything that he had believed in. And Kevin, listen, and Kevin knows better than anybody that the church is as responsible as womanism for corrupting men, for corrupting women, and for corrupting women, and now, of course, corrupting men. So when women start bringing in religion to to the conversation, that's when he opens the throttle and starts kicking bitches out. He does not like it. And dude, I've had conversations with him about this. Like, he really, dude, his ass gets heated. His ass gets heated.
I'm gonna tell you guys, you have to. I've seen. Whoo! Breathe, Kevin. Breathe. Hi, how you doing?
He said, "Breathe, Kevin. Breathe."
Erica, unmute. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Hi. I'm fine. Good evening, sir.
How are you? How old are you?
35.
All right.
35. Elijah Stallings, $5 says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Sharpe. I just off what I miss. You got to go back."
So what are we talking?
Devin at G says, "Yassiv, young, attractive, soft, innocent virgin." We're getting there. We're getting there.
Talking about? Are we talking about real high value men? Are we talking about Order 66? Or are we talking about stuff from Brittany Renner? What are we doing? Or do you have a question?
I wanted to talk about like high value men. Well, not specifically, but like I'm a person who I feel like I'm high value.
Okay.
But I'm not interested specifically in a high value man.
Stop the cap.
You're not interested? You're not interested in a high value man? Devin says, "Tina, thoughtful, innocent, nubile, attractive." I like that. Stephen White says, "Myth, majestic, young, thin, humble." I like that. And no tattoos. Maybe mythant? Maybe call her a Tina Turner? I mean, what's love got to do with it, right?
And I know you said that all women are. I want a man that just respects me and understands the the type of life that I live. And I'm okay with somebody who's just for me. Like, I really feel like God may have put a person in place for me. And
yeah, Dr. B84 says, "So you want a bum?" Yeah, exactly. Like, what does she really want? Like, what does she really want here?
I'm not gonna
Let me. You mind if I ask you? Mind if I ask you a couple of questions?
Yeah.
How tall are you?
So, do you have any children?
Yes.
Strike two. Strike two. You're 35 with 2 kids. 35 with 2 kids. And I'm going to venture to say that that's probably not her real hair. Probably not her real hair. MS, $5 says, most Muslim women are like everyone else. Many Muslim women believe in feminism, like Ilhan Omar Malala. Liberal Muslims are the norm today. Wow. Wow. Kyle 2020 on the Sharpe Stream side says she's virtue signaling. Exactly. Listen, ladies, I'm here to tell you, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with wanting a high-value man. Now, you might not get one, but women act like wanting a man with money is somehow reprehensible. No, that's not reprehensible at all. You're a woman. This is what you are designed to be.
How many?
2.
By the same father or different fathers?
Uh-oh.
Same.
All right. Would you like to be married one day?
I would like to be married one day.
Uh-oh. I wanted to play center field for the New York Yankees, but that's not happening either. Egg Yolks, $5 says, "Serves single, unattached, ready for submission." I like that. I like that a lot. Wow. I like it. Dev had another submission that said, wait a minute. Maybe that's not her. Oh, yeah, 5s. Feminine, introvert, virgin, empathetic, submissive. Okay. So no tattoos or piercings. Okay? No tattoos or piercings. So NTOP. The letters NTOP have to be in there at some point in time. I know this is probably a tall order. Keep them coming. And whoever wins this, dude, whoever can get me a name for this type of woman, dude, I will send you I will send you the full video version of Womanese. That is a $900 value.
Would you like to have any additional children after you're married?
Uh-oh.
If asked by my husband, I would definitely.
If asked by your husband, so your woman has to, what, chop a leg off? Like, he has to, like, I mean, does he have to hack an arm off? Like, are we asking or axing?
Definitely have children for him.
Oh, cool. Do you care if your possible husband has children?
I don't.
I like that. Just put NTP. All right, DJ Berserk. There we go. NTP. There you go. You could also go TPN. Piercings, tattoos, none.
No, if I'm gonna have them, then I would have to equal the playing fields for him too.
Okay. So it appears she is self-aware, right? Self-aware. Kyle says, notice how in period pieces, all the women are honest about the men they want, except for modern woman protagonist. Exactly.
Okay, so if you had kids, how many more would you?
Dr. B84 says, Vintop, virgin, no tattoos or piercings. I like that. Virgin, no tattoos or piercings. I like that. No top. Damian Hanma says on the Sharpe stream, says no tattoos or piercings. Listen, we're getting closer. We're getting closer.
Have 1, 2, 3, 4.
I would have 1,000 if that person that was for me wanted 1,000.
Whoa, 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 hold up. Bitch, you're 35. You can't have no 1,000 goddamn kids. Let's get real.
For a kid.
Okay, now let's be realistic. Now I'm trying to be real.
No, I would.
Ma'am, you can't have.
She's like, no. I will have 1,000 of that nigga kids. Like she's like, look, she ain't playing. She looks like she's ready.
You can't have 1,000 kids.
Look. She's like, oh yeah, yes, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna have 1,000 kids, Kevin. Like I'm just gonna let you know, I'll pop out 1,000 of that niggas kids right now if I got to.
But I'm trying to be.
Yeah.
How many kids?
However many he would want, I would have those kids.
Oh, okay. So let's say he wanted 2 kids. It's 2. You're 35, right?
Yes.
So after you're married, would you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant with your next child?
Nope.
Hell no.
Yes, I would like to continue to work. I like.
That's not what he asked. See, it's a different thing when you work because you can, right? But when you work because you have to, kind of different.
I said, no, the question I asked, would you want to have to work?
There you go.
Not would you like, I said, would you want to have to?
I don't want to have to work.
Well, then you can't be with no bum-ass nigga. Like, her math is all fucked up. Her math is all fucked up. She doesn't know what she wants.
Okay. So, if you had 2 more children,
so
that'd be 4 total. If he had none.
If he had none.
What percentage of the overall family financial load would you, as a wife and a mother of 4?
You see, Kevin asks these women these hard questions because they never think about it. They never think about this stuff, guys. That's what it is, man. That's what this is. They never, ever think about this stuff.
Want to have to be responsible for a lifetime. Meaning right now, as an unmarried woman, you have to be responsible for 100% of your family financial load. But as a married woman, what percentage of the overall family financial load? That means the children, that means the mortgage, the cars, if the children want to go to college, the family trips, the vacations, the investments, what overall percentage do you want to have to be responsible for?
50. I feel like that's reasonable. 50%.
So 50% means if you stop working or lose your job or
then he's going to have to make as much as you make.
Cease to earn, the family is at critical risk.
Right.
Okay, so that means if you stop, let's just say you got sick.
Which is possible because it appears she works in a hospital.
Or you broke up. That means if you want half of the financial burden to be on you. So that means that's a
slam bright. with the $5 super chat says, woman on top. Woman of marrying age, natural, obviously, no tattoos or piercings. I think that might be our winner. I like that. Woman on top. Woman of marrying age, natural, obviously, no tattoos or piercings. Man, oh man, that one, I don't know that anyone could, I don't know that anyone could, wow. I like that. Yeah, I think that one, I don't know, man. I'm going to put a clock on it. I'm going to do a, I think, listen, I'll give you guys 5 more minutes, but I think Slambright may have just won this contest. Woman on top. Woman of marrying age, natural, obviously no tattoos or piercings. I like it. I like it.
That's a lot. So that means you end up, are you sure?
I'm positive. I'm very conscious about money.
Okay, ma'am. I just want to be clear. 50%.
I'm going to add to that. Slambright. I'm going to call it woman von top. I'll still give you the credit. Woman of marrying age, natural, virgin, obviously no tattoos or piercings. That's what we're going to go with. We're going to go with woman von top. Sounds like a German woman. Woman von top. Woman von top. Yep, I think that's the winner. I think we're going to go ahead and close it. So we're going to go with woman von top. Woman of marrying age, natural, virgin, obviously no tattoos or piercings. I like it. I think we have a winner. Slambright, if you would, send the receipt, send the verification of your super chat, because of course super chat, Google will send you the Gmail. Send your super chat receipt, the Google email, to tsr@donovansharpe.com, and you, my friend, I will send you the entire video version of Womanese. Over 625 video translations and explanations. This is a $900 value. $900 value. Woman von top. Very good, man. Very good. Excellent. And it's interesting because if she's a woman of marrying age, natural, virgin, obviously no tattoos or piercings, she doesn't smoke or drink. Of course she doesn't smoke or drink. Like, honestly, a woman who smokes or drink is not going to be a virgin. If a 16-year-old smokes and drinks, not a virgin. Just doesn't work that way. Kyle 2020 says, women exempt of modern influences. I like that. I think we're going to go with woman von top. Yes, woman von top sounds like a Dutch lady. I would like you to meet woman von top. We have a winner. Very, very well done. Very, very, very well done. Woman von top. All right, let's continue.
There's a high burden, so that means you go out, every dollar that's spent, 50% is yours. If there's a kid's college and tuition, if the tuition is $15,000, you got to come up with $7,500.
There it is.
50% is a high burden, but let's go with that.
Mm-hmm.
What state do you live in?
Illinois.
Ooh. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Hold up. She lives in Illinois. Specifically Chicago. That is a very expensive place to live. Hell, Jap's trying to get out of there right now. Jap's trying to get out of there right now. That's a bad. I wonder how much she's making.
Income do you think you would need for a middle class lifestyle for a family of 4? What kind of to have a decent home?
Shit. Oops, sorry.
Have access to good public schools, things like that. What do you think you need for annual income combined?
Uh-oh.
For 2 adults and 4 people. For 4 children.
For 2 adults.
Breezo Briez, welcome to chat privileges. I'm sorry, Briez. At Brieso Briez, to welcome him to the TSR family. If you would, Brieso Briez, put your age and location in the chat.
I think that like 150 would be okay.
150?
Oh boy, 150. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. I'm going to speed this up just a little bit.
Yes.
150,000. Are you a nurse?
Because I'm making, yes, I am. I've been making around that up until this year, and I have a
150,000. So she's making good. So she's a nurse. She's a nurse making 150,000 a year. Okay.
But I need you to listen. You said you've been making that?
Yeah.
Around that? Okay, but we're talking about doubling what you have. So
right. Doubling what you have.
You'd be if
Devin says she looks like she hasn't slept since September. Yeah, I would agree.
If you only had 150 total, that means you'd be taking a half a step back.
There you go. And women are not going to take a half a step back, y'all. They're not going to take a half a step back in their lifestyle. Not going to happen.
You need more. So you want to rethink about that? Because if you already living at 150 level, you need more for another adult because he has to make some money than other kids.
That's right.
Right. So I'm considering that, like, for example, last year I didn't work for 8 months and I was able to cover my bills.
Okay, but that's no. See, no. See, you ladies start to overcomplicate things. I just need the number. If you make 150, that means the man could come in.
Yeah, Jerry Raven said he did call it. He called it.
The husband and have to make no.
And I called the fake hair. I got that one right. I think if I just say they all have fake hair, I'm probably going to be right most of the time anyway. So
money. If you say all you need is 150,
I'm making money. You ask what would be a comfortable amount.
Yes, for a family of for 6 people, not 3.
Right.
You got that for 3 people.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am, stop trying to outthink the question. Please stop trying to outthink the question.
She's trying to outthink the room, guys.
That's not going to get you anywhere. If it's you and your 2 kids on 150,
Nope.
a man, a husband, and 2 more kids, how much more money are you gonna need?
Twice as much, boo.
I feel like.
No, there is no I feel like. How much will you need? These women never think, and like, I'm not saying that this is I'm not trying to bag on this woman, but like, this is what women need to start thinking about. Well, I want this and I want that. Well, Kevin is challenging them. Is it economically possible for you to have what you want?
This is the thing. This is what I'm saying. I feel like for example, what I'm making now could even cover that. I'm not saying I want to cover all.
That's not what I asked, ma'am.
Oh boy.
That's not what I asked.
Oh boy. See, she wants a bum ass nigga. So she thinks. So again. So she thinks that making $150,000 a year will cover the cost if she were to get sick. Because again, you guys just heard her. She said, "I didn't work for 8 months and I still had enough saved up and this and that and the other."
Okay, man. This is why. Okay, ma'am. If you're good with money, we don't have to talk about feeling. This is why it starts to run off the rails because you become disingenuous. Stop this bullshit.
Oops.
You're saying that right now. You feel like you could take on a husband and 2 kids, and y'all can live on 150,000 and be comfortable. Is that what I'm hearing?
I feel that way.
Okay.
You feel that way, but that's not what's going to happen.
I know you
So,
want me to go up.
oh, God damn it. See, this is why this conversation gets off the rails. Because when women start to try to outthink the questions, you're trying to maneuver.
Yes.
So are you living at your budget right now? Are you living at what you earn?
Well, I live a little lower than what I earn. I live lower.
Okay, but it's in the ballpark of what you earn. In the ballpark.
Somewhat.
Not somewhat.
Somewhat means right.
Okay, then, ma'am, right there, then you couldn't.
Let's just say, for instance, she's living at $100,000 level, which I think Kevin mentions a little bit later. Let's just say that she saves 50 grand a year. And dude, she makes 150. Dude, 50 of that is probably getting ate up in taxes, especially in Chicago. And those aldermans out there, Jesus. She's not going to take a step back in lifestyle if she takes in a bum-ass nigga with 2 kids. It's not going to happen.
As a man coming in and 2 additional children, if you're living at your income, you'd have to decrease your standard of living.
Look at that. See that? You'll have to decrease your standard of living. She doesn't believe Kevin. She doesn't believe Kevin. This woman thinks, oh, it is Breezo Breeze. Okay, my bad. I thought it was Hispanic, so I said Breezo Breeze. 36 male Boston. Damn, I guess I got that one wrong. Sorry about that, Breezo Breeze. But this woman thinks that she can take in a grown-ass man with 2 more kids and live the same lifestyle at her $150,000.
Nope.
Not gonna happen. Not going to happen.
Simple math.
Right.
Simple math.
See, do you see? Look at the look on her face. She doesn't believe Kevin. She doesn't believe Kevin. She's like, wait, this dude doesn't know what he's talking about.
Man, if you're living at $100,000 income, if a man comes in and you have 2 children, that doubles the...
Look at her face. Look at her face. She's not even listening to this math. Just watch as he goes through this math. She's not even listening.
Amount of people. You will have to decrease your standard of living or increase your income annually. Everybody in the chat room understands what I'm saying. So we shouldn't have got off task here. You're trying to outthink the question. Do you want a man to be earning roughly what you make? Or do you want to be the bread? Or do you want to be the breadwinner?
I don't mind being. I genuinely don't mind being the breadwinner.
All right, but let's cut the shit. If you want to be responsible for 50, let's cut the shit. If you want to be responsible for 50% of the family financial load, that means a man has to make what you're making or more to cover his 50%.
There it is.
Is that simple enough?
There.
That should be simple enough, right?
Yes, right. Now she gets it. She's smiling because now she understands the math. This woman isn't stupid. She got through nursing school.
Okay.
Right?
Dirty Dan says, the level of financial delusion of modern women... It's over 9,000! Yeah, I would agree. I would agree.
Right.
Yeah.
So $150,000 a year. What percentage of men make $150,000 a year or more?
It's in the single digits.
I think you said something like 20%.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. 20. This woman thinks that 1 in 5 men walking around make over $100,000 a year. Even if that were true, and it's not, even if that were true, do you think a man making over $100,000 a year would want a 35-year-old with 2 kids who makes $150,000 a year, who's not going to let no man tell her shit because she makes $150 a year?
Nope.
I'm sorry, did I press that out loud?
Less than 10%. Class, this woman said, I don't necessarily want a high-value man.
There it is.
And she, just by the numbers, she wants a man who's making high-value money.
There it is. Do you see her smile? Do you see her smile? That right there is the concession. She thought she could come in and say, well, I don't really want a high-value man, but the guy that she's describing she wants is a high-value man. Devin, thank you very much for these soft rags. These soft rags clean my glasses better than anything I've ever used. So shout out to Dev. And we got like a jillion of these.
So do you want to go ahead? No, ma'am, stop, be quiet, please stop. I did all that for a reason because I need to show that you ladies think, I don't really want a man that's doing that much, and you still want a man.
Look, this is that realization.
Earning the top 10%. That's high-value money. Do you at least acknowledge that? Yes or no?
Kevin, I'm going to have to say yes because I'm afraid to say no.
No, you're going to see that? She can't see. I'm going to have to say yes because I'm afraid to say no. No. She's going to have to say yes because it's true. Ay.
Afraid to say no, man, because you've already... There's no afraid to say no, man. I'm just using what you said. There's no afraid to say anything, man. I asked you. You want to get married? Yes. How much? What percentage? If you want to have additional kids, 1,000 children. This is why this shit matters, because y'all talk out of one side of your mouth and out the other side of your neck, and you never put 2 and 2 together. And you say I'm not looking for a high value man, but then you looking for a man who's making high value money, living like an average good old Joe. But that ain't what you want either.
Damn.
I've been doing this for too long, man. So the questions I ask aren't to trip you up. It's to crystallize that you, somebody who says it's good with money, and ain't even thought about what it really means.
Damn. Like Kevin is breaking it down.
You are not going to decrease your standard of living when you're married. You're not going to marry a man and get pregnant at 35 and have 1, 2 children and decrease the standard of living that you and your 2 children currently have and live at 150,000.
Hell no.
Anybody in the chat room that with any damn sense knows you want a man to be earning at least what you're earning because you want to be responsible for 50%. That means a man has to be responsible for 50%. So he has to make at least what you're making. By math, 2 plus 2 is 4. If you want to be responsible for 50% of 4, what is 50% of 4? 2. You want to be responsible for 50% of 3. What is 50% of 3?
1.5.
5. You got 1.5. So you want a man at 1.5. That is the top 10% of men. The top 10% of men are not looking for 35-year-old baby mamas.
That's it. That's it. He got her. Woo.
2 kids.
Damn.
They're not.
Hold up.
10% of men.
Hold up. This is this is this is Balboa Drago at the end of the 15th round. When Drago hits Rocky for the last time, and then Rocky hits him with like a 22-hit combo that finally floors him and wins the fight, just listen to this.
Are not looking for 35-year-old baby mamas or 2 kids.
Just
if you want to be responsible for 50% of 4, what is 50% of 4?
2.
2. You want to be responsible for 50% of 3, what is 50% of 3? 1.5. You got 1.5. So you want a man at 1.5. That is the top 10% of men. The top 10% of men are not looking for 35-year-old baby mamas.
Damn.
Or 2 kids.
Woo!
They're not.
Nope.
So in retrospect, you're saying that I don't need to be looking for a high value man.
You're not calling him high value, but you still want him to be earning what you're earning.
Yes, you do.
Because you don't want to take a step back in your standard.
Nope.
You're calculating this as if my bills are 150,000.
No, I'm calculating
Oh
bullshit.
my
Don't
God.
try to play those games.
Oh, do you see what she did? She says, you're talking to me like my bills are 150,000. No. See how she tried to do that? And look at her face. Look at her face. Soon as Kevin called out the bullshit, look at her face. She knows Kevin got her. She's like, all right, you got me.
Calculating what you said. I don't need to know your bills. I need to know that you want to be responsible for 50% of the overall family financial load. So that means he has to be responsible for the other 50%. And you're already living at one level.
Yeah, Insane One says you need a go-to video that has at least 3 or 4 hits and ends with a knockdown. Man, listen, I'm gonna come up with something. And it's gonna come from Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
Ain't nobody in here stupid. Women don't take a step back to get married. Get married to take steps back.
Ooh.
Get married to take steps forward or at least maintain.
Ooh.
You're not trying to be the breadwinner for a man. Nobody's crazy, man. So what you need to understand is maybe you don't call it high value because you associate it with being rich and famous and jewels and this, but it's still the same money. The bank doesn't care.
Yo, Kevin is cooking this broad.
Doesn't care. Your lifestyle is set for a single woman with 2 children earning what you make. You're not living at a $40,000 a year salary. You're living at what you can afford, like most people. This is why you grown-ass women become disingenuous because you don't even sit down and think about what it means.
No.
We haven't even gotten to what the man wants, but I'm just fixing on the fact that so many women like yourself come in and say, I don't necessarily need a man who's high value, and then you proceed to describe a man who's
high value man.
High value. It happens every day. Every day it happens.
So, Mr. Samuels, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Because, I mean, it's the thing is, so you're saying that basically I don't qualify to date somebody that would, on paper, be my standard.
Nope.
That's exactly what he's saying, sweetheart. And then again, his overarching point is that it is economically impossible for the quote-unquote modern women to have what she wants. But at its core, what Kevin is really telling you, in addition to you're looking for an economic impossibility, is you don't qualify for the man you want. That's what he's telling you.
So what do I qualify for?
Well, let's start here.
Oh, shit. Here we go. Here we go. Now I'm going to slow it down. Hold on. Yo, they always walk right into this. So, Kevin, what exactly do I qualify for? I'm glad you asked. You guys already know what question is coming next.
Let's start here. That's
okay.
That's a general statement. I said that high value
man, he's setting her up.
men are not looking for 35-year-old baby mamas.
He's about to set her up. Oh
general,
no.
they are not.
Kevin, please don't do it. Oh no. So he already knows what he's gonna ask. So he's gonna go all the way back and walk her back through what he told her before he hits her with this introductory question.
But let's start. How tall are you?
There it is. See, Kevin usually like sneaks it in there, right? He'll usually sneak it in there and be like, listen, you want to be responsible for 50% of the income. The dude you're looking for, you said is not high value, clearly makes the high value money. What you want is an economic impossibility. How tall are you? That's how he does it. But this time he said, oh, you're going to ask me what you qualify for? Well, shit. Let's just go back to all of the things I said, and let's go ahead and do this the right way. How tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
Oh, boy. 5'3".
Dress size?
Oh, boy.
Size 8.
That's it. Oh, boy. That's it. 5'3" and a size 8?
How much did you weigh the last time you weighed yourself?
159.
Oh, that's it. She knows. Look. That's it. She knows it's over. She's like, oh my God. That's it. Oh my God. It's over. She knows it's over. She knows it's over. Look at the look on her face. Oh, my God. Oh, look at her. Look at her. Yep. 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 What you are seeing on the screen, gentlemen, what you are seeing on the screen, gentlemen, is a woman realizing that she does not qualify for the man she says she wants. She didn't qualify. She doesn't qualify. You're 5'3", 160 pounds with 2 kids at 35.
One what?
I want to say that.
159?
159.
Stop the cap.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say she weighs more than 159.
I work out.
Oh! Oh, that's it.
I take care of myself.
Okay.
She says I take care of myself. Not at no 5'3", 159. Listen, my bitch takes care of herself. My bitch has a personal trainer come and train her in our state-of-the-art $26,000 gym. Right? That's how, dude, my bitch gets her nails did. My bitch goes to the spray tan. My bitch dresses up for me. My bitch gets her hair did. She takes care of herself. You don't take care of yourself? Not at no 5'3", 159, which probably means 169, which is probably 175.
Hey, ma'am. Okay.
Okay.
What would you, on the fresh face out of the shower, your natural hair, no makeup, just your face.
Okay, now I don't think I made it this far. I think I ate breakfast. I think I went into breakfast. So we're in no man's land here.
What would you give yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You can't use 7.
I would say a 9. I would give myself a 9.
Let me rewind that. Just to make sure I heard this. Just to make sure I heard this correctly here.
Hair, no makeup, just your face. What would you give yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You can't use 7.
I would say a 9.
Oh my God.
This woman just gave herself a 9. You know, I'm glad I didn't get this far in the video, because I probably would have hurt myself in the weight room. Like, real talk. Like, the only reason why I do my research when I'm lifting weights is to consolidate my time, right? Like, normally when I'm lifting weights, I'm watching Flemlo Raps, you know, the guy who does the sports documentaries. I'll watch something from I'll watch some, 15-minute documentary. The other day I watched one on Sonny Liston, which was really good, right? I watched one on Sweet Pea, Pernell Whitaker. I watched one on, Julio Cesar Chavez. I watched one about the Manny Pacquiao, Eric Morales trilogy. It's all, cool stuff. Get you pumped up. But now, listen, I'm trying to consolidate my time, and it actually, it works. I have more free time. I'm better at my gig. But I'm glad I didn't get this far, because I probably would have dropped the weight on my neck or some crazy shit. And I'd have been fine because, the weight bars get me. But what the fuck? This woman has given herself a 9? Bitch, if you have fake hair, you're not a 9. Like, listen, real talk. Like, there's no such thing. Like, dude, Rhonda on Too Hot to Handle, that's a bad bitch. That's a bad bitch. Real talk. Rhonda's a 7. And the only reason why she's that high is because she has a bad body. But, fam, she has fake hair. And she's young. This woman who has fake hair, 5'3", 159, dress size 8, probably closer to a 10, is going to fix her mouth to say that she's a 9?
Really, nigga?
I would give myself a 9.
A 9.
Oh,
So
boy.
at 35 years
Oh,
old, you would give yourself a 9.
Oh,
Fresh
boy.
face out of the shower. So you put yourself in the, excuse me, you put yourself in the
Oh,
pretty,
boy.
beautiful, or gorgeous category.
Oh,
so
no.
Beyonce's an 8. Excuse me. Beyonce's an 8. Kelly Rowland is a 9. Rihanna is a 10. Where in your life have you had 9 outcomes? Meaning, let me back up.
Look at that. Look at her grin. Look at her smile.
Your child's father. You guys weren't married, right?
We were.
You were. Okay. Did he go to college?
He did.
What did he do for a living?
I hate it when women do this. Did he go to college? He did. Just answer yes or no. Like, dude, like the cat's out of the bag.
You don't have to be 100% specific, but what did he do?
He's a nurse.
Okay.
Oh.
So, does he earn more than you?
He does now.
Oh, he does now, which means he didn't when they were married. But she wants a man. She doesn't necessarily need a man who makes as much as she does. Yeah, how'd that work out for you the first time? How'd that work out for you the first time, boo? Slam Bright, $2 says she ain't even a 49. Anti-Coon says, how much are your one-on-one consultations? I don't do consultations anymore. I used to, but they are really, there are a lot of constraints on my time. But I'll tell you what. I do have a Sunday Zoom call for my patrons every Sunday. And that's when I do my one-on-one consultations. $5 per month as a patron or a Sharpe Stream member, and I will I'll do a one-on-one consultation with you there. Jose Torres, $10, says, a 9, really? P.S. Thank you for what you do, sir. You're awesome. Appreciate that, man. Thank you very much.
So a 9. A 9 in
Look. Even she knows that's ridiculous. You see how she knows she sounds ridiculous? Come on. Like, let's just, why can't we why can't we keep it why can't we keep it 100? Why can't we keep it 100?
Chicago. I'll give you somebody like Lisa Ray. Lisa Ray, she's an 8.
She ain't know that.
Back in her day.
Oh,
Lisa Ray back in her day.
Yeah, Lisa Ray back in the day was an 8. Yeah.
Was an 8.
I'll give her that.
Okay. And if you're Chicago, you know the kind of women that get 9s, men who are 9s. Women who are 9s. All right. But your child's father, your ex-husband, was a nurse. You don't get higher than your baby daddy, your child's father.
Okay.
Because
look, she looks positively confused. This is another point where she doesn't exactly buy what Kevin is telling her. She's like, okay, nah, sweetie. Like, you maxed out. Your baby daddy is the best you can do, or someone like him. She doesn't believe that.
no disrespect, man, but you're not a 9. You're a 6. You're cute.
Okay.
But you're not a 9.
She doesn't believe what he is telling her. Like, and Kevin's being nice. This woman is not cute. This woman is not cute.
It's not an insult. You're cute. But 9.
Look at her. She is positively perplexed. She's like, wait a minute. Why am I not a 9 as a 35-year-old divorcee with 2 kids and fake hair? I don't understand it.
Women who are pretty, beautiful, or gorgeous. These are the kind of women that people walk down the street and they're like, ooh, have you ever modeled before?
Yeah, Slam Bright says, yeah, so nice of Kevin to give her a 6. Yeah, Kevin's being nice. He must have been in rare form.
Or, hey. Go ahead. You muted yourself.
Okay, so yeah, that's going to be the end of it because she kept muting herself after that. Yeah, this woman was clearly delusional. Clearly delusional. Wow, Philip is making a hell of a lot of noise over there. But yeah. Listen, you guys can see how delusional women are, man. You guys can see how delusional women are. Ay, ay, ay. A couple of quick announcements. Tomorrow at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. I've actually got a couple of pilot podcasts I'm going to be rolling out here within the next calendar week or so. So tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern, noon Pacific, it is going to be the first. It is going to be the first of hopefully a continuing podcast series called Side Hustle Saturdays. Side Hustle Saturdays. The first of hopefully many Side Hustle Saturdays. I'm hoping that this will turn out to be and I like doing these utilitarian type podcasts, kind of like Crypto Oasis. Obviously I can't do those anymore. For obvious reasons. I got people reporting my channel when I do anything crypto. And that was a really great show. I love that show. But it is what it is. I'm not, whatever. I'm not going to sit here and bitch and moan about something I can't control anymore. But I want to give you guys a little bit more value. And I happen to have a very good friend of mine who lives on the West Coast. Back when I actually used to do consultations, he and I, we got to talking, and he does a lot of side hustles. He flips phones, he flips cars, he flips properties. He is very, very well to do, makes very, very good money, and he does it all doing side hustles. And so he knows a million and one different ways. He knows the ins and outs of it. And so Side Hustle Saturdays, the pilot podcast is going to be tomorrow. And so I'm looking forward to that. We'll be taking phone calls. I'm also going to be doing a pilot podcast on Tuesday with give me a second, with this chick who calls herself Torsha, Tori Grow. Tori Grow, you guys may know who she is. She's basically, I guess she's a Lauren Southern, right? She's a quote unquote red pill woman. She's pretty, she's blonde, she's red pill, so naturally she gets a lot of attention. But she does seem to know her stuff, and I've talked to Rollo Tomasi about her, and he signed off on her. There's Rollo at the Hyatt Brickell in Miami. Yes, this chick is obviously an Instagram. She appears to be an Instagram thought. Pictures of nothing but herself. But from what I've seen, from what I've watched of her, I originally wanted to do a podcast with this guy. But I couldn't get a hold of him, and so I started doing some research on this chick, and so I'm going to have her on Tuesday. We're going to call them either Torsha Tuesdays or Tori Tuesdays, whatever the case may be. And we are going to talk. Our first episode is going to be about pretty privilege. It's going to be about pretty privilege. So she is going to come on and she's going to talk about pretty privilege. We're going to take phone calls and all that fun stuff. So just trying to mix things up for you guys. Bring a little bit more value. I know you guys get a little tired of hearing me run my mouth. This is why I enjoy doing these collaborations. And everything else is still on. My elite level game with with Coach EO, still doing that tomorrow at 7:30, 6:30 Central. And then of course we have the 6th. This Sunday, actually, we are going to be joined by Kendall Kirkland. That's right. That Kendall Kirkland, the star of Temptation Island Season 3, quote-unquote, a.k.a. Emperor Kirkland, Emperor Kendall. He will be joining us for an episode of The Six, and we are going to be talking about why women are self-destructive by nature. Why are women self-destructive? Why do they destroy themselves or anything they have complete or direct control over? So, the next week or so, the next calendar week, Got a lot of great content for you guys. Of course, I'm going to continue to break down the Kevin Samuels and the Fresh and Fit stuff. Again, they're very, very separate from one another. But great week of shows tonight, guys. Thank you to all of my super chatters. Thank you to all of my super chatters throughout the week, and thank you for a great week of shows. Tune in tomorrow, like I said, at 12 Eastern. I'm sorry, 3 Eastern. 3 o'clock Eastern, noon Pacific, for the pilot podcast of Side Hustle Saturdays. Side Hustle Saturdays. Be careful out there this weekend, guys. Be safe, wrap up, call an Uber, and send that morning after text. Take care.